Yo.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, kick it off, man. You're fine.
Yeah, can't scream it. Yeah, man. Yeah, shalom, shalom. First of all, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Chakodash. We want to give double honors unto the elders, the apostles, GMS, and shalom out there to the hopeful, that Christian shoes and all sincerity, man. Hey, we're out here again, man. You know, we got flavor of the month, the week, or whatever, man. Mr. Brown, Mr. Brown the Pound, Dr. Brown, right?
Zionist.
The Zionist,
Which I believe he's a small hat as well. He is
right?
legitimately Amalekite.
Right, coming with some moronic statements, moronic, what do you call that? Observation. Man was talking about how Isaac and Rebecca couldn't have two separate children, one dark skin, one light skin, right? Or so-called white. But in the world, you get that today. You know, that's an actual thing that does take place. And I was speaking with the brother yesterday, Azar, right? And we were speaking about it, right? If you can't even observe and understand earthly things, how can you understand spiritual things, man? And it's the same with all these guys, all these scholars and that. They don't deal with things on a spiritual spectrum. So they're never gonna really understand this truth, man.
Yeah.
You know, they're never gonna get it like we got it.
Yeah, you know what, we could handle that, you know, this whole melanin thing, and you know, it's ridiculous, because even according to their understanding, basically according to the natural effects of the world, there shouldn't be a large population of lepers. You don't really see that even in the wild. Even animals that you would think are leprous aren't really leprous. Like a good example is the polar bear. The polar bear has dark skin. What it does have is kind of see-through, translucent fur, so it appears to be so-called white, but it's got dark skin underneath all that. All right, but in terms of Edomites, let's say you had the situation where everyone is of color, and then you have one child that's dark. Well, we know that having that lesser pigmentation is weaker, right, in terms of, you know, going forward. So that child would obviously then have to lay down with a woman that is not like him, so that their offspring should really come out melanated, right? So how is it we get into a situation where you got millions of Edomites? Well, that's because the Lord made it that way. In fact, we could get that. Get Genesis, the 25th chapter, because all people were people of color. All people, whether you want to talk about the Israelites, whether you want to talk about the Elamites, Moabites, all people are a people of color. Now, then within that people, you might get a variation in the amount of melanin that they might exhibit. So, for instance, you might say that a lot of the Hamitic nations, a lot more people are on the darker side of the spectrum than maybe the lighter side. But you get light-skinned Hamites. A good example of that is if you go to Ethiopia. You get Ethiopians that got woolly hair, proper dark skin, but then you get ones that are light-skinned looking. Okay? Look at Jake, look at the Israelites. You got super dark-skinned Israelites, you got light-skinned Israelites, but a light-skinned Don still has melanin. Right? So all people are really different shades of brown, but then some nations might be darker on average than others. But we go back to Noah. Noah was a man of color, and his 3 sons were men of color. And that's who we all come from. So all the variation of hair textures and skin tones all come from Noah and his 3 sons. Right? So where did this non-melanated weak element come from, and how did it manage to make itself where it proliferated itself in such a significant number? It had to be the Lord, and we're going to break it down. You got something?
No.
Yeah, so let's read about Jacob and Esau. Because the way they conventionally want to tell you is that they want to make it look like all the original people. Esau's confused the world. So according to their science, the original people were dark skinned. One cracker for some reason was born somewhere. Somehow he managed to procreate and not lose that crackerness. Yeah, so a whole group of crackerness got built up together in Africa somewhere. Then they went to Europe and then decided that being light skinned was better, even though it's not advantageous in any way, shape, or form. One, because they've proven scientifically, even Esau's proven that vitamin D deficiency is not really due to your skin color, because they showed you that the person of color has the active form of vitamin D in the same levels. All right, so you don't, being dark skinned doesn't hurt you, but having blue eyes does give you blindness, and you can be snowburned. So there's really no benefit, unless you're living in the underground, to being like them. As long as you're in sunlight, having no pigment is damaging you. Point blank period. Which is why they got high rates of cancer, even in Europe.
That's why you wear sunblock.
Right? So there's no benefit. So they're like, oh, millions of years they just turned into. No, that's not true. That never happened. Right? Then, or they'll say they went there as dark-skinned people and then turned, which doesn't make any sense anyway. Or they'll turn around and say biblically everyone Noah and all that was white, and we don't really know where the dark-skinned people came from. Ham just happened to be dark-skinned. Then they'll make up something about a curse. Well, how can it be a curse to have pigmentation when the Lord made the earth and put the pigmentation there to protect us? The animals, the plants, every animal and plant that lives on the face of the earth has pigmentation. So how is it he made humans, but then made humans not to have no pigmentation and get skin cancer? No, it's a confusion. The only logical thing you can come to is that the people, the animals, the plants were all given melanin. And this guy is the anomaly, which he is. So just read Genesis, the 25th chapter, and we'll go into it. Talk from 21.
This is the book of Genesis 25 and 21. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife, because she was barren, and the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. And the children struggled together within her, and she said, if it be so, why am I thus?
Right, the children struggle together within them, man, because that goes back to the enmity which would be placed between the woman's seed and the seed of the serpent. Jacob and Esau are basically a reincarnation of Cain and Abel, right? With that wicked seed versus the righteous seed, man. And it played out itself again with Jacob and Esau. And that's why Jacob and Esau are, to this day, can't get along. Even when we try and make it work, it don't work. Even now, the man tried to play a basketball game, and what happened? It still ended up in madness. Still ended up in racial static. Why? Because we're not really meant to get along. We're not meant to be brotherly and all that. It just always falls apart.
And that goes further back to the garden with the serpent and the woman. You know, with Eve, right? The serpent seed and the woman's seed will be at enmity with each other. So that has played out in these different eras as Cain and Abel, Jacob and Esau. Jacob and Esau, right? Mm-hmm. That's that spirit coming back, and Esau's born to a curse.
The Cain, yeah, we're gonna get to that, no doubt. Esau's cursed, man. He got leprosy. And why don't he ever want to talk about that? You know, these guys don't really want to go into the scriptures because they end up getting burnt, man. Literally.
And she went to inquire of the Lord, and the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
Right. So these 2 nations, because a nation means goes back to native or goes back to natal. So basically, these two boys, they were going to be the progenitors of 2 nations, because your nationality goes back to patriarchs. The Lord separated all the different nations according to the different seed lines. So for instance, if you're of the nation of Mizraim, that's because your father's lineage goes back to the man Mizraim. So he's like that patriarch of that particular nation. And so who decided that? The Lord. He's the one that separated and said, this man is a nation, and this man is a nation, and this man is a nation.
And everyone that coming forth from his seed is part of that nation.
Bears that. Okay, so it's the same case when you come down to Isaac. Even though Isaac was what, a Hebrew, and he was of that royal and special lineage, the Lord decided at the point of Isaac that one of his seeds would become their own, and basically a divergence where one would retain the royal heritage, which would be Jacob, and the other would be a different nation, which is the Edomites, and they're going to be separate, meaning two different destinies, two different inheritances, two, you know.
That's why it's the Lord said the two manner of people, two nations,
Two
are in that
nations
room.
and two
different
manner.
people.
Right, because the Lord, in fact, can we get that in the Apocrypha where he says he have given the nations, I'm trying to remember the wording, he have made their ways diverse? Because all peoples, the Lord has given them like a diverse nature or a diverse spirit, a certain way that they are, right? That's the doing of the Lord. You know, the Moab, you have all different nations and they have their different ways. The way of Israel, our spirit, is different to the spirit of Esau, man. And even when you try and be the same, it becomes corny and it becomes very rigid. You know what I mean?
Like Jacob and Esau are made to be like polar opposites. You know? Where Jacob is meant to be the righteous, Esau is meant to be the wicked. You know, where we got million, he ain't got no money, he got a curse.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many opposites that we are. We're trying to do the right thing. He's out here trying to mess everything up. Trying to do as wicked as he can.
This vibration just comes out different. And it shows itself in a lot of different ways. Like, you hear the apostles talking about dancing, but dancing is an expression of the spirit. And then I saw one video where there's a group of black girls, and they were saying, yeah, the so-called white man, they dance to the words, whereas so-called black people dance to the beat. And that's why it always looks like they're fucking up the rhythm, because they're not really dancing to the. And I was like, wow, like that's funny as hell, man. But you can see that even when you're hanging around with them, man, there's something that's always off. It's like an off rhythm type thing about them, man. The way they joke, the way they are. You know what I mean? It's just a whole different thing, but it's meant to be like that. Even with the other heathens, it's like that. But Jake can get together and they just connect, you know, because we're on the same wavelength, man. It's frequencies.
Yep.
You got that? Yeah, let's get that.
It's Sirach chapter 33. We're going to start from verse 10. And all men are from the ground, and Adam was created of earth.
Right, and that's a scientific fact, is it not? We're all made from the base elements found in the ground. If you take a man and you dehydrate him, what do you end up with? Magnesium, fucking calcium, and
which comes from fertile ground.
Comes from ground, yeah.
Right. It doesn't come from waste ground. You know, ground with very lack of nutrients, man.
Yeah.
Because I was going through it, man. Back in the blue letter, they tell you the Dharma, which means ground, which is Adam, right, means red, or because of the red ground. But hold on, the fertile crescent, and when the Lord made all the earth and sprung up life out of it, why would the ground why would it have been red? It would have been brown, dark brown, like this earth here underneath it, I think, right now.
But red, you see, this is why we got to go into this term ruddy, innit? Because you go into colours and all that. It's a spectrum, innit? Brown itself is a mixture of colours, innit? Like, brown is a mixture of colours, so you can get a reddish nature
a secondary colour
to a brown. Like, if you look up the term ruddy calf, it's brown, but it might have a reddish tone. And then, so when we deal with Esau is technically ruddy, but less of the brown part of the ruddy and more of the red. It's like when you among Jake, you got a red bone. What's a red bone? A red bone is a light-skinned Jake, yeah? So, yeah, they're brown. You can't say they don't have brown in them, because they do have melanin. But however, at certain times, a little bit of the reddish tint from their blood shows through, because they're not dark brown enough for it not to show. Yeah. Now, what is Esau? Esau's an extreme version of that. Is he not? He's an extreme version of a red bone person. I mean, what else would you understand?
Because that's what we're saying, man. We're not saying Esau, because Esau makes these terms like white and all this kind of stuff, right? He's
White-ish.
not white.
He's whitish.
He ain't white, right? The scriptures, Edom is red. But then, like I said, there is a spectrum to that. Like Esau come out bloody bloodshot red kind of thing, because as babies do when they come out with no pigment, they're stressed, so the blood, you know, the blood's all over the place, isn't it?
The stress.
But obviously that would have settled down a bit. You know, you got some Edomites out here that are just pale skin, right? But when the sun come out, guess what happened to them? That those blood vessels are active again, man. And that's what you see.
Again, an example of that is blushing. Blushing is what? A rush of blood to the face. Now in a dark skin man, you won't see them
that.
blush. But in a person who's more translucent of skin, the more translucent they are, the more it will appear the difference between when they got all them capillaries pushing blood through their face. Same thing with heat. When you get hot, what does your body want to do? Your body wants to push more blood out into your extremities, kind of like a radiator, to let the heat escape through the skin. So you see an Edomite in a sauna, of course he's gonna go red because he's trying to get rid of heat within the body, or if he's been running, you see him go red. When he's cold, the opposite will happen. The capillaries to the skin is gonna constrict, less blood. So what will you see? You will see more of the whitish, yellowish, fatty layer that is beneath the skin. Because what happens if you, I don't know if you've ever had it, but I've had it, man, and it's scary as hell. You know, like if you do some madness when you're younger and you just, you do a mad cut. You know, you ever done a mad cut where it just takes the top layer of your skin off clean?
Yeah.
And then you see, I know you see it quick.
It's like a heavy grain.
And when you see it, yeah, it's white.
Yeah.
It's pure.
Fresh.
It looks very white-ish, I should say. And then all of a sudden, boom! You just blood just comes through. Why? Because underneath that first layer of skin is a fatty layer, and the color of it is white-ish. You know, so it depends on. Sometimes it depends on, you know, Edomites, they can change, innit? Like, but it's always going to be a tone of red. But what they don't have is the brown melanin, because they're lepers, man. Anyway, let's keep it moving. And you know, listen. At the end of the day, look, yeah, you could choose not to believe that. That's fine, because it's not going to change the fact that when the Lord comes, all you Edomites are going into slavery anyway. So we're not going to debate about it, you know.
And all men are from the ground, and Adam was created of earth. And in much knowledge, the Lord hath divided them and made their ways diverse.
Right, the Lord Himself have created different people and diverse ways of doing things. And some things are not necessarily wicked, it's just a different way of doing it. Maybe a different way of dressing, different color that they tend to wear more than the other. Because the Lord likes a little bit of variety on the earth, you know, within reason. Go on.
So some of them have He blessed and exalted, and some of them have He sanctified.
Right, some have been blessed and exalted. So the Lord chooses when someone gets exalted. That's why the Bible says, what's that? Is that Psalms, is it 86? The Lord putteth up, setteth up one. Yeah, it goes, man, my brain is not working properly today. Promotion cometh not from the east or from the west.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah, you got it?
75, yeah.
70, okay, 75.
This is Psalm 75 verse 6. It says, for promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south. But God is the judge. He putteth down one and setteth up another.
And we spoke about that last week. The understanding that in the realm of men, whether a man is on top or down, regardless of what that man did or didn't do, or whether he earned it or didn't earn it, or how he did it, ultimately on the higher spiritual levels, the Most High is the one that said, at this moment in time, this man's going to be up and this man's going to be down. It's really the Most High that judge. Right? In fact, what's that? Job. Let me get that in Job as well. Yeah, go on.
This is verse 8 says, for in the hand of the Lord there is a cup, and the wine is red. So it is full of mixture, and He poureth out of the same. But the dregs thereof, all the wicked of the earth shall wring them out and drink them.
Yes.
Right, so Esau's having his moment soon, man. He's in the process of being taken out of that power, being, you know, what's that? Depromoted, unpromoted.
Yeah, being brought down.
You know.
And then so because the Lord's a judge, there's nothing really you can do once the Lord has judged that it's time for you to go down. Just as much as if the Lord's going to elevate you, there's nothing you can do in per se to stop that from happening. If the Lord has judged it, that's how it's going to be, then that's how it's going to be. And then things are going to play out on earth in order to achieve that. That's why the scripture says the Lord's word, it don't come back to Him void. So He's set up for each nation that He's devised at a particular time to be in a particular position. They're going to be in that position for the amount of time that He's allotted, and then they're going to go down. And so from a higher spiritual level, it's still the Most High.
And to show you, man, that it's all pre-planned, because you know another empire don't just come in and move in. They built up all the time. So the Lord had a date for that other kingdom to go down.
The algorithm.
for this for this kingdom to come in and take them out. You know, like this other empire might have been building and building and building in the background, and then became mighty enough, or the Most High made them mighty enough to come and take you out. And the same thing happening right now. We're being built up in the spirit. You know, and we're just waiting upon Yahweh Shai to take this kingdom out. It's not just happening out of nowhere. That's why you're seeing the rise of all these prophecies and the prophets being out here, man.
Yep.
You know?
The algorithm. Right. Real quick. Let me get this real quick. This is Job 12 and 13. It says, with him is wisdom and strength. He have counsel and understanding. Behold, he breaketh down, and it cannot be built again. So the Lord can make it where he could say for whatever reason. And the Lord did this with that tree. He said, yo, this ain't gonna bear no fruit, and it never bear fruit again. The same thing the Lord could do with a nation of people. He can raise a nation of people up to being the top dons in the earth. They got all the top guys, and then bring them down, and they can never be in that position again. Yep. And that's really what's gonna happen with the majority of nations. Real quick, hold Jeremiah the 30th chapter. A lot of these nations that had their first play are never gonna get that play again. Like for instance, the Babylonians, man, they're never gonna be in the seat of power ever again over the earth. That's done. They're never gonna listen. There's nothing they can do to retain their position. Another nation of people, the Persians. One time they were doing it Big Willie style. They ain't no more Big Willie style. That's done. They will never ever retain that again, because the Lord is the one that put them in that position. The Lord took them out, and only the Lord can put you back in that position. It don't matter what witchcraft, what you want to do, it's not gonna make no difference.
It's funny, man, because these once mighty nations are part of the scriptures now, where they're part of the weak nations, man.
Yep.
Saying that they're strong now because they've got allies and stuff, man. But they're damn bad compared to what they were. You know, they all fragmented. They lost their empire. So they've become nothing like the Egyptians, man.
Like even nothing. Moab, and people are looking to Moab to be the next nation. That's why you get these simpletons, yeah, man. You have to learn Chinese, you know, that. Because listen, like, I ain't learning no, you know, if you want to learn, that's up to you. But it's not because them men are gonna be running. They're not running anything, man. They're just playing a role in the algorithm right now, like a side character, right? But they're gonna go down. The next nation to be stepping up to the plate forever is going to be the nation of Israel, because Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. There's no one that can come in and...
He didn't say Moab.
Yeah, man, Moab is done out here, man. They through.
They had their little time over us, you know.
And that's that. Right, so it said, with him is wisdom and strength, he have counsel and understanding. Behold, he breaketh down, and it cannot be built again. Right? He shutteth up a man, and there can be no opening. Behold, he look at the Chicago Bulls, man. They through out here. They ain't coming back. Behold, he withholdeth the waters, and they dry up. Also he sendeth them out, and they overturn the earth. With him is strength and wisdom. The deceived, shalom, brothers. The deceived and the deceiver are his. Shalom, brother.
Shalom.
Yeah. I'll come back. Okay, brother. Yeah. Right? This deceived and the deceived are his. What does that mean? The Lord is really in control of everything. And that's why you can have faith. That's why you can have comfort. Because the Lord controls even the devil, even the wicked nations. And that's why he made that point to Nebuchadnezzar. Because Nebuchadnezzar was really smelling himself. He really thought that the Babylonians, through their own might, and they were working all this witchcraft and Murdoch and all them, and they were doing all the, and he really thought, yeah, man, I really got it going on. And so the Lord had to prove a point that, listen, I'm the one that put you. I know you don't worship me, you don't want to acknowledge me, but at the end of the day, I put you in the position you're in, and I'm going to decide when you get taken out. And then man didn't want to believe it. So to make a point, he took Nebuchadnezzar and had man doing up the trans animal,
grazing
to show that, listen, I'm the one that's running things out here. Even when you don't think I'm running it, I'm running it. So
I'm always running it.
He's always running it. So even when it comes to Esau, Edom, ultimately the Most High is running all that anyway. Yep. He got them locked into the algorithm. Yep. A lot of men can't understand that, because they're like, oh, so the Most High allows bad things. That no, it's worse than allow. He's setting it all up. Go on.
It's Job 14:5. Seeing his days are determined, meaning decided. Right? So we've been decided, right? The number of his months are with thee, or with the Most High. The Most High decided in a certain amount of time that Esau would be in rulership, that he'll be on top, right? But then when it sets up, it's up. Right? It says, thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass.
Yeah, and that goes on that's on so many different levels, what you can achieve, how far. Like certain kingdoms only went so far, and then they tried to get part. Like how many kingdoms tried to do more?
Yeah. Couldn't take down this people.
And they couldn't, like they say Afghanistan has been the graveyard. Isn't it funny? Afghanistan has been a graveyard of empires. Like I think the Romans went that far. I think the Greeks, and then the Romans. Quite a few might have gone down into that little place, and then all of a sudden they start moving. Because that's a bounds, isn't it? A bounds is like a barrier. So you can have a bounds in terms of time. You can have bounds in terms of reach. You could be like, listen, you're gonna get control over this amount of the earth, and that's gonna as far as you're gonna go, innit? And you're trying, and all your military might, and this worked before, and it's not working. Yeah, because the Most High has put that spiritual block, because it's his algorithm. He running the show. He control the codes. You know what I mean? That's why Esau try to Star Trek. There ain't gonna be no Star Trek for you, my brother. The Lord don't want Batty man running up and down all over the space and doing up all kind of smelling, doing all kind of foulness all up in the universe, blood. Nobody want that running. Want no these stanky dudes fucking mailing farts from Earth to Mars and shit to sniff and shit. Fuck off out of here, man. Ain't nobody trying to do that. Just stay here. We take care of you here, man. You know what I mean? Beaming up farts, man. Get out of here.
That was it on that.
Yeah. Okay, let me finish this. Okay, yeah, go on.
It's the book of Deuteronomy 32 and 39.
Weirdos.
See now that I, even I, am he, and there is no power with me. I kill and I make alive.
I kill and that's a tough cookie to swallow, man. I kill and I make alive. So even the righteous, when they die, we could, as a man, we could look at it and say, yo, that man was innocent and that man's wicked, which they are. But ultimately, the Most High sanctioned that for the purpose of his name, for the overall story. And even going on to his son, his beloved son. We would say he died without a cause, right? But the Most High still had to give the green light. So whether anything gets killed or anything gets made alive is ultimately the Lord that's giving it the okay for it to happen.
Sanction.
And that's hard for some people to swallow because they have this image that the Most High don't kill nothing, and you know what I'm saying, like good and bad. Listen, good and bad is all what the Most High says it is. Ain't got nothing to do with you and your little goofy judgments. Your feelings. Oh, my baby died. Then he starts on my F the Most High. Nah, F you. You gonna die too. How about that? You know what I mean? The Lord giveth, and Job understood this. The Lord giveth, and the Lord taketh away.
Can I
Yeah.
This is Matthew 10 and 29. It says, are not 2 sparrows sold for a farthing, and one of them shall not fall to the ground without your father?
Yeah,
the Most High is in control all life.
The whole algorithm. That's what you gotta understand. Nothing with the Most High, there's no probabilities. As a man, you think in the realm of probabilities because you don't fucking know. So you're like, what are the chances of this? Or what are the probabilities? The Most High don't do it. Why would you? If you're ultimate power, there's no probability. They're just what is.
As he said, I am.
I am, like, there's no problem. Sitting there like gambling or what's he gonna choose? The Most High already don't deal with that gambling or what's gonna happen, what might not happen. He is what happens. The Most High knows, because he's gonna make it happen. He's a true power. That's why you have something called prophecy.
Yep.
He didn't know, is Judas gonna do it or is he not? What are we doing here? You know what I'm saying? That's a higher level of understanding, and most people can't grasp that because they're so used to living on this mortal level.
Slowly level.
But you just gotta deal with that and then also deal with this level, you know?
The Lord said, my ways are higher than your ways, man.
Because then another guy, I remember when we used to say that, guy said, what are you trying to tell me? So a pedophile, the Most High made him do it? Well, his evil exists because the Most High set that up to exist. But that doesn't make that pedophile right, and he's still gonna be judged because he's done a great evil. So the Lord is in the algorithm that he set up. That guy that does that evil, he's gonna pay. So the same thing goes. Oh, we're gonna jump around a bit here, but can you get me? Can you get me Romans? What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness? Esau's the devil, right? We all agree, and he's done great evil. But can we say then that because the Most High set Esau up to do that evil, that Esau's exonerated? Nah, he's still gonna have to pay the price of the evildoer. All right, you could cry, but it's not gonna save you. It's not gonna help you though. You just have to accept that. That's why he is the Most High.
And that's why he should be feared.
That's why he should be feared, man. Because you could get a bad deal like Esau got. Esau got a bad deal, but so what?
Ain't got nothing to do with me.
Ain't got nothing to do with me, and I ain't gonna be pleading Esau's cause. He's still the devil, and if you do the works of the devil, this is simple. You're gonna get exactly. You're gonna reap it. But then the Lord, Jacob done wickedness, but Jacob gonna get mercy. Oh well, the Lord said, "I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and whom He will, He hardened it."
Meaning, most I get to do what you want to do, man.
Do what you want to do, man.
You can say that. You can say against him. You know,
It's
That's another
righteousness.
scripture I want to try and find out after.
Yeah.
It's Romans 9 verse 14 says, "What shall we say then?" What should we read up? Written.
You can if you
Yeah.
want.
Verse 13 says, "As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated." Why? Because I don't want it to.
Yeah, that was before. Because you see, what you gotta understand is Jacob was made for the purpose of the Lord to love, for the Lord to exalt. It's like he's made
Contrast that.
before he did any. It's not. People think of it in terms of earnings, or he earned like this is some kind of righteousness Olympics, and whoever does the right thing, the Most High is gonna say, "Okay, you're my people." No, it's actually the other way around. The Most High creates everything to purpose, just like you create a flipping. You could create a Formula One car, right? Or you could create a flipping one of these bullshit, little Audi A6, right? Obviously, the Formula One is for racing in the Formula One. You don't create with this specs and create this one with this specs and then say, okay, whichever you man do well, you earn. Nah, you make it to purpose. So it's the same thing with Esau. Was made to be the wicked. He was made to do the works of the wicked, to be hated and to be punished without mercy. He was made to do that before he even did it. Same thing, so the same thing goes the opposite side with Jacob. Jacob was chosen before he earned it. Because ask yourself, what did Jacob do to be born an Israelite? Nothing. He was just born into that blessing. Because really, there's nothing you can do to earn that kind of thing. Like, what can you do to earn that? Nothing. You made it. And you might say it's unfair, but that's life, isn't it, man? A lion is a lion because he was made a lion. And then the gazelle is a gazelle because it was made a gazelle. There was no Olympics to decide who was going to be predator and who was going to be prey.
Mm-hmm.
Why is the cheetah fast? And did they work it out? And then, okay, I'll win the speed force. Nah, man. The Most High set it up that way. So the same thing goes for the people. Jacob was loved before he was even born. He was meant for that. Jacob was meant to be honored. And Esau was meant to be hated. And that's what's going to happen. That's what's happened. That's what's going to happen, man. It's a tough pill to swallow if you have a fairy tale version of the world. But this isn't a fairy tale. You ain't a princess. Yeah, go on now.
Says, we say, verse 15 says, what shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with the Most High? God forbid.
Is that an unrighteous thing that the Most High created Esau to be the devil and to be punished as the devil? No, it's not unrighteous. Is it an unrighteous thing that Jacob was created to be the righteous? So really, ultimately, break this down. In fact, I know you're holding a couple things. Real quick, get me Isaiah the 60, is it 63? I think it's like the second to last verse. Why do you think Jake went off? Jake went off because the Most High hardened Jake's heart to go off. If the Most High wanted Jacob, just think about it this way. We're getting a new covenant, right? In the new covenant, the Lord is going to put it in us to keep his laws perfectly, right? Ask yourself, well, couldn't he have done that in the first place? Yes. From the beginning, he could have just made us to be perfect. He didn't want us to be perfect at that time. For what? For the purpose of his will to be done. Because how would then his son be glorified? How could you have that great salvation? How can you have that fall and that rise? How else can you show that, listen, it's me, it's not you? How do we know it's not us? Because we tried to do it perfectly and we couldn't do it. So in order for us to do it perfectly, who's actually making it happen? The Most High. So that keeps us humble, man. So and that's why there's an elect, and there's even among Israel there's an elect. What's the difference between the elect and the 2/3? There ain't no difference. We're all Israelites. Did they choose to be the 2/3? Or if you're of the elect, did you choose to be of the elect? No. So the difference is the Most High and his election. So who should get the glory and the honor? And who should be fed? The Most High. Because he's the one that has the power. And that's what this whole thing is all about. Respecting that he is.
He is, yeah.
You ain't, man.
Quick precept.
Yeah, go on.
Daniel 4:35. All the inhabitants of the earth are reputed as nothing, and he doeth according to his will in the army of heaven and among the inhabitants of the earth, and none can stay his hand or say unto him, what doest thou?
Yeah, man, who's you? Who's you, man? So when Esau's getting broke up in the kingdom, ain't nobody can't tell man nothing. And that's why we tell guys like Brown, we don't give a damn about you. We'll stand up boldly and declare our hate for Esau, Edom, right? And tell you straight up that when in the kingdom, we ain't gonna be doing no talking. There's gonna be no talking. Man ain't gonna be feeling guilty and ashamed from when you get broke up, because it's righteousness, man.
We ain't gonna fear no recompense or
From you.
Yeah.
From man.
Because it ain't happening for you. Your time's over.
You're horrible. Okay. You're evil. According to who? Yeah, listen, hold this kick in your forehead, man. That's what you need to do. Go on, man.
The book of Isaiah 63 and 17. Oh Lord, why art thou made us to err from thy ways?
So what is Isaiah going off? He said, what? Lord, why hast thou made us to err from thy ways? How is it that Moses was able to tell the children of Israel that they were going to go off before they went off? Moses said, listen, man, you're going to wax fat.
Yeah.
He said, Joshua, wax fat, and you're going to kick, man.
Rebel.
Moses already told the Israelites they were going to go off and have to be delivered in the last days before it happened. How was he able to do that? Because it tells you in the book of 2nd Ezra, what, the 14th chapter, that the Most High told Moses everything from the beginning to the middle to the end. And he said, these things declare and these things not declare. So he already said to Moses, look, man, these people are going to go into that promised land.
They're stiff-necked people.
But they're going to get, they're going to be down bad. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to deliver them. This is why he was able to say, the Lord's going to send another one like unto me. Hear ye him. So it was already set up. There was no thing where, oh, maybe that Israel were just going to do right.
If Israel do that, there was no ifs.
Nah.
It was a certainty that was going to happen, and this was going to happen, so they're going to go into captivity. They're going to get scattered, and they're going to be brought back. That's how the book was, man. That's how the play went. You know.
That's the way the script was written, man. So it says, read that again.
O Lord, why art thou made us to err from thy ways, and harden our heart from thy fear? Return for thy servant's sake the tribe of thine inheritance.
So we are the tribe of the inheritance. You know? And this is what the Lord's doing. The Lord's turning our minds back, beginning with the elect. You know? Softening our hearts, man, so we're not so hard-headed, you know? And bring us back to the Father, through Yahweh Shai. Yep.
The people of thy ordinance have possessed it but a little while. Our adversary have trodden down thy sanctuary.
Right, we only possess the kingdom for a short period of time. And then our adversary, right, the other nations, beginning with Esau, Edom, man, they come and trod us down. Right, and all that happened, why? Because we hardened ourselves, we went off. But it was all ultimately set up in the script for that to happen. And then just like this part was set up in the script for us to return to the Lord, and we're doing that. That's why we can have faith in the scriptures, man. There's no, the elect can just decide that they're not going to believe in. Nah, man, everything's happening according to what the Lord.
Same way Jonah couldn't decide whether he's going to be a prophet or not.
It happened the way it's going to happen, man. Let's jump back to Romans and then finish that.
Back in Romans 9, verse 15, says, or verse 14 again, says, what shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with the Most High? God forbid. For he said to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy.
The Lord's going to choose to have mercy on one person, but then choose to not have mercy on another person for doing the same thing. And that's the righteousness of the Most High. He can choose to do that. Because when we look at Jacob and Esau, Jacob has been wicked too. Jacob has been wicked. There's Jake out there that are pedophiles. There's Jake out there that's doing the most wickedness, man. But they're still going to be redeemed and forgiven, and they're going to be in the kingdom. Esau's not going to be redeemed or forgiven, and he's going to be destroyed, man. But therein, the mercy of the Lord is given its weight. Because if you ain't got another thing to compare something to, then it means nothing. If you can't say lava's hot if you don't know about ice. You know what I'm saying? When you've been through a real cold winter and then you get a hot summer, you understand the virtues of both. You understand the change. You can't say a man's been most merciful if you ain't seen the lack of mercy. So the Lord is showing how merciful he is to Israel by having the balance on the other side. Like, yeah, but look what I did to Esau. And I believe that's also in the scriptures. They say, wherein hast thou loved us? Yeah. And the Lord's like, hold on, Jacob and was not Esau Jacob's brother? So compare. If you think I don't love you, look at Esau. Now, right now, it might be easy for you to say, oh, the Most High love Esau more. Wait till you see what happens to Esau. And then
what he's going to go through.
What he's going to go through, and then what his end is going to be, which is a full stop. Then you'll understand, like, damn, the Most High really loved us, man.
But that could have been us.
That could have... It's just a matter of the Most High's will.
And that's a humbling thing to know. Because that could have easily been us, man. And if it weren't for the Lord's mercy. Because we've committed just as bad.
The scripture says we would have been as Sodom and Gomorrah, man.
Done. Finished.
Through. Yeah.
So book of James 1:13. For he shall have judgment without mercy, that has shown no mercy, and mercy rejoices against judgment.
So if I just say something on that, man, the Lord made you act the way you acted against us, man. Because you could have just had us in captivity like other nations and didn't just had us working and stuff, but you went way overboard. Yeah, you went way overboard with the shit, man. Because you couldn't wait, you couldn't wait to get over on Jacob, man. Because of because losing the blessing, right? You couldn't wait. Your punishment could have been so much less, but it's not. The Most High had it in your spirit to be the way you are, man. So the Lord can bring that great judgment without no mercy.
Even like Pharaoh, the Lord's hardened your heart that you still don't want to tell the truth. Here it is, 2023. You don't really want to tell the truth. You don't really want to just, lay it out there, and they don't. They're still keeping our people captive, man, with lies.
Yep.
A case in point, Vocab Malone, and this guy, Dr. Brown, he just don't want to let it go, man. He trying to hold on to it. Oh, so if I wear a hood, does that mean I'm from the hood? Bro, what are you talking? Listen, bro.
So stupid.
Just shut your ass,
so
man.
Stupidness, man.
He don't want to let it go because they want to keep us locked into that demonic witchcraft, man. They want to keep our people broken. They don't want to see us shine, but that's all right. They weren't meant to. They're set up to be stubborn to the very end, man.
To be adversarial.
To be the adversary, man. They're not going to change, and that's one thing you, Jake, struggle with, man, because Esau's your God, so you are hoping that Esau can change towards you.
Hoping he gonna have mercy on you.
I think in a couple generations it's gonna get better. But them weak ass Benjaminite, there's some weak Benjaminite. A lot of them think if they get a white woman it's gonna change something. You know
well, they thought that at the beginning, right? And that's why they started having light children. They thought they should be better.
Oh, man,
but they're still under the curse. You can't avoid that.
Well, I've seen some weak Benjaminites talking about, oh, don't you think we need allies? I mean, like, listen,
we got Yahweh Shai, man. That's all we need, man.
Yeah, like in a couple generations, I'm like looking at this nigga like, bro, Esau ain't gonna change just because you popping a white woman, bro. Stop it, bro.
I mean, did Israel need allies or did they just need the Most High?
Fucking idiot, man. But that's because they're really hoping that Esau's gonna change. We don't hope that Esau. That's the difference. One of the main differences. We're not looking to Esau to change or to treat us better. Oh my God, please, Esau, love me, please. I love you. Why don't you love me back? We don't listen. We don't want no love.
That's so much Barney in the mornings, man.
Yeah, that Barney Rubble stuff, man. If you notice, the Hebrew Israelites, we're not trying to reconcile with Esau or get Esau to repent and to change or to have a
change your heart.
Yeah. Because we understand this man is the devil.
It's the same with the Canaanites, man.
If he was gonna have a change of heart, it would be written in the scriptures.
Yeah,
but it's not. So what? It's a futile trying to.
And Esau the irredeemable.
He's irredeemable.
Did a redeemable act.
Why? And what proves he's irredeemable? Because the guy's gonna get removed from the earth, man. Yeah. Straight exit exit route. Yeah. Exit at junction 5, man. He's out of there, man.
Junction 666.
Hey, you know that was. You got that. You get. That one that's just derailing you, blood. It's done. You just
the bridge ain't finished yet.
Yeah. There's no green signal. You bust the red, and then now it's just gonna take you off, man. So you don't kill no one else. You just take him off. Go on.
It's the book of Jeremiah 13 and 23. Can the Ethiopian change his skin or the leopard his spots, then may ye also do good that are accustomed to do evil.
Esau can't do good. It's not in his DNA. It's not in the algorithm for Esau to become righteous. Even if he wanted to, it ain't gonna work, man. He's gonna revert to what he is inwardly, what he was created to be, which is the devil that the Bible speaks of, to be a deceiver, right? It's what it is, man. And a lot of people, they can't handle that. They can't accept that because their life is based upon the hope that Esau has changed or will change. No, your hope is supposed to be in Yahweh Shai. Your hope is supposed to be in peace with the Most High. We don't want peace with Esau. We're gonna make Esau be peaceable through breaking him down into submission through the power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, let's finish up.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring this up, man, because
Yeah.
I looked up the word accustomed in that scripture, right? Because it makes me think of the word custom, which is something you make, right? To specifics, right? For your purpose, right? It's custom made,
Customary.
right?
Customary
We know
devil.
Esau made to be the wicked.
It's customary devil. Good.
So he's made to be the wicked. So that's his purpose. That is his point. He's that's his purpose on the earth, right?
Custom design.
But it says here in the Hebrew, it says Lama Wad, right? And it says taught, learned, discipled, taught. Right? Esau has all the ways of wickedness, bro.
Yeah, you know, like when you make a player on FIFA, you just have one of them characteristics.
Yeah,
he was
yeah,
like
yeah.
on 99
99
wickedness,
wickedness.
man. Just 99. 99.
Look,
he
the
was
Lord
there.
gave him all the ways of wickedness, man.
Yeah.
And that's what he does. That's why everything he does, he corrupts. He's trying to destroy the earth, man. He's
And you know,
on
you
that
get
setting.
those special characters, it's like Playmaker. You just got devil, you know what I mean? Like, just add the extra thing, sauce in there. Yeah, what it is.
And it says, you got the word used for evil, used for wickedness, right?
Yeah, isn't it saying the wicked is created for the day of evil?
Yeah.
You know?
And it's got, it's got a root word here.
Hey, is that certain actors only play villains, man? And it's like,
Because they're good, that's what they're good
that's
for.
what they're good for, man. If you put them in a to play a baby face, it just won't work,
don't
man.
fit.
You know them like Christopher Walken, and there's certain man that just play a good villain, man. You know, as soon as you watch the film, yeah, this is the bad guy. Even when he's acting good,
he's like,
you
nah,
know, like,
I'm
come on,
wrong
man,
with
this guy's gonna, it's him, it's him in the end. Yeah, that's Esau, man.
Yeah.
Biden, you know, all up there with his veneers and his
sniffing
fucking.
your children.
Yeah, man, he's a him. He's a devil, man.
He's a criminal, you know it is, man.
Pretending to be senile and shit. Yeah, I don't even know if I believe all that shit, man. These people are such devils. And as soon as he gets behind, pretending he can't walk, and then he gets behind the curtain, yeah, doing all that shit, man. Listen, I don't even know. I don't know if all I see. You can't with Esau. You can't believe everything you see, man. These men play characters.
The devil, deceptive, man. Deceptive.
How was that? Was it good?
Congratulations, son. Award winning. We've got a root word here, which is lamad, and it says to learn, to teach, exercise in, to be taught, be trained.
Train, man.
Esau's trained in the ways of wickedness, man. That's the purpose he fulfills, man. So that's what he's accustomed to. That's why he can't change.
It's
You know?
in the spirit, man.
He can't change any more than we can't change the fact that we're Israelites and that we're the chosen. We can't change that. You can't undo it.
But that's how it's gonna be. Look, man, if we get that new covenant, it's gonna just do righteousness all the time, man.
Expert.
Yeah, Esau expert. Yeah, he's an expert in wickedness, man.
Diligently.
Diligent with the wickedness, man.
Yeah, mad. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Yeah, Esau's not gonna change, man. Esau, he can't be redeemed. Don't matter what you do. You throw a Bible at him, you flipping blend up the Bible and feed it to him for breakfast. He ain't gonna change, man.
Oh damn, chastised. He's gonna get chastised. Yeah, man. Yeah, go.
Yeah, we head back to Romans 9.
Right.
Yeah. Esau, man. He's just an evil brother, man. You know?
Yep. This is Romans 9:15 again says, for he saith to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. So then it is not him that willeth. It's not about what we will.
Yeah, what you will.
What we want to be, what you want to, because you can control your destiny, right? You can do whatever you want to do. No, you can't.
Yeah, that's why you gotta humble yourself. Like, you could want something, but that's why you gotta pray to the Most High to grant it to you.
That's right.
Because
Give you the ability to do that.
they tell you that, and that's like witchcraft. You could be whatever you believe in. No, you can't. You could believe you're a Martian. That ain't gonna work, is it? Like, you can believe in whatever you want to believe in. That's fine if you want to live in a fairy tale world. But if the Most High doesn't co-sign that, then it's not gonna happen, is it? That's just lies they teach you in school to get rid of the Most High. oh, if you believe in it, and then that's Luciferian doctrine that you can basically enact your own will, and it doesn't matter about the Most High or anything else. If you just speak it, believe it, receive it, on some Deontay Wilder thing, but he couldn't beat Fury, could he? Yeah, all that speak it, believe it, receive it, speak it, believe it, receive it, speak it, you know, or what they say, speak it into the universe. Yeah, you know when the missiles are coming down, speak that into the universe, innit? See if you know.
Well, I was gonna say these so-called black women want to talk about how they're queens and that, they, you know, believe it in their psyche that they're you know high above everybody. You're not actually a queen though.
Doesn't make anything true, man. So
They're
that's why
they're trying to sponge off men. You
you
know what
gotta
I'm saying?
humble yourself, man, to the Most High. That's why the first port of call, even if you have that desire, so say you want to be the #1 basketball player,
Lord's got
right?
with you, man.
The Lord's got to be with you as well. And so you got to pray. Then you can have that desire, but that doesn't even mean you're gonna get it, because the Most High can say you ain't gonna get there,
Yeah, man.
and that's it.
Man, you might even have all the talent, break a leg, and that's it. You don't get no, don't get the shot.
You gotta humble yourself. Even if you got all the genetics, the elite level genetics. Hey, look at Ronaldinho's son, man. You see that shit? Yeah, it's not. Anyway, he ain't get it, man. The Most High ain't with him, man. Man couldn't even do a pullback properly. Anyway, go ahead.
It says, verse 16, so then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of the Most High that sheweth mercy.
Right, it's not of him that willeth, it's by the Most High, man. He's the one that ultimately decided from the very beginning, and it tells you that in the scriptures, from the foundation of the earth, the elect were already penciled in to go through the algorithm, to do what the elect do. So they still got to go through it, and they're gonna do the things to go through it, like the teaching and and all that stuff. But ultimately, they were already penciled in to go through it. You just don't know while you're going through it. You're in hope. Most I already know.
It's like you know, WWE, man. Everything's scripted, isn't it, right?
Yeah, but they still got to go.
They still have to go for the road battles and all this kind of stuff, you know. But it looks like there's some adversity they're facing, and it is adversity. They're you know, the man are getting dropped on their head, right? But we all know, they know who's gonna come out with the title.
Yeah.
They know.
It's just that with us, we don't know. You're hoping. But it's the same. It's the script. The same thing. The Most High scripted everything.
But what we do know is Israel's gonna come out with the title.
And exactly that.
That's
So
what
then
we
you
do
can
know.
trust in what you know for sure. So it's just like we know that Esau's going into slavery, man. But you could have an Edomite that don't look like an Edomite, and that's why we don't get 200%. Even though we're gonna go into it still, it's not 100% into, because you're gonna have an Edomite that has melanin. So what? Did you think that means he's gonna escape judgment? No. If the scriptures apply to you, you're going to receive what's in the scriptures, regardless of what you look like or where you are.
Yeah, the Most High never made nations by color.
There you go.
So that's asinine, man. That's not even an argument, really.
But that's why they try and they try and make it, simplify it, like we're saying, as long as you're a leper, you're an Edomite.
Yeah, that's
it's
not as simple as that.
No, we're just telling you that Edomites were marked with leprosy.
Particular traits.
So the majority of them, they have that mark. You got Israelites that have the mark of leprosy. That doesn't make them Edomites.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep. Verse 17 says, for the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for the same purpose have I raised thee up.
See, so that Pharaoh was born on earth and went through everything he went through in his life to be drowned. Yeah. His end was already written. He just had to play out his role. Like the Lord hardened his heart 9-10 times just for him to get broke up, to show the Lord's power. And he even told Moses that, listen, I'm gonna go. But he gave Moses the insight, listen, you're gonna go, you're gonna ask this guy, but he's gonna refuse. And a lot of these goofy Christians, they read the story and they can't even see how the implications of that.
The control the Most High is having right now.
Oh yeah, but we get free will. Well, how could there be free will on the Most High's level when the Most High is telling you beforehand, this is what the man is going to do?
Nah, it's an educated guess.
Come on, ain't no guess, man. The Most High hardened his heart.
Because it's 50-50, right? So there's a possibility.
We just read the Lord hardened his heart. The Most High made man stubborn.
Yep.
He put a spirit on him, man. It's just like, nah. Listen, you're gonna have to walk this road for the film.
Moses said he's not hardened his heart against you multiple times. Because I did, because he didn't say I did it.
Yeah, if the Lord wanted to, he could have made him grant the request, just like with what's that Persian don's name? Was it Xerxes or was it no? It was
For what reason?
that writ it to rebuild
Cyrus.
Cyrus.
Yeah.
The Lord softened Cyrus's heart, and Cyrus sanctioned the rebuilding of the temple.
And I think it's carried on with Darius, I think.
Yeah. So yeah, man. Yeah, go on. Man.
This is this is the same purpose I have raised thee up, that I might shew my power in thee. So just to show you something, man, to show the Most High's power.
It's
That's
the same
whole
thing with
reason why it
Esau,
happened.
man. That's why the Lord's got Esau gassed out here with weapons of mass destruction and all kind of technology that the Most High gave him. Whether even on the left-hand side, whatever way you want to slice it.
The same way the Most High gave Pharaoh his chariots.
Yeah, the
It's
chariots, the
same
great
thing.
army, the money,
Money.
because it all go back to the days of Joseph. So that when the Lord really, because everyone's marveling at Esau and his mighty power and how much massive this man could destroy the planet 10 times over, and then when Yahushua comes and just flawless victory,
Yeah,
this
destroying
guy,
shit.
then you're gonna understand like like this guy had all this research and all these laboratories, and he just got took out in an hour, man. He was done out here, just to show you
The levels.
you ain't on no level, my man. Getting cleaned out, taking that Brazil treatment, man. Polax, doing starfish in the middle of the ring. Yeah.
It says that I might shew my power in thee, and that my name, and this is an important thing, that's why the name is such an important thing. The Father and the Son's name are important. Because when this all goes down, man, it's going to be our power that has done all these things, man. And the world needs to know that,
Yeah.
you know? And that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. Therefore he have mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom he will, he hardeneth.
Right, the Lord set people up on both sides to fulfill his will. Like I said, you write any story. That's why I like getting into story writing, man. I love this brother knows, because writing a story is very, it's hard. People think it's easy, but it's not easy. When you see a guy put together a real good novel and he's struggling to pick holes, sometimes the man how long did it take my man to write that Game of Thrones and all that world building? Even if you look at Tolkien,
With the law behind it.
yeah, Tolkien had to actually, he wrote a encyclopedia to go along with his book, so he could remember all the like names and languages and maps and all that stuff. Like that Lord of the Rings, the novel, is a badass book, but even that's gonna have holes in it. The Most High ain't got no. Listen, he writ this thing, and look how complicated it is. Look how the different characters, billions of characters over thousands of years, all coming together. No plot holes, no nothing. Everything just working perfectly. Now how difficult that is. The Most High is on a different level. These men in Hollywood are writing these films, and these films have got holes galore. Messed up film. Nothing don't make sense, man. By the end of the film, you're like, none of that they make no sense. This makes sense. This makes perfect sense. 100% perfect sense. Because the Most High is the ultimate story writer, and in a story, you usually have a heel. You got and then you got babyface, man, and both usually go through an arc. But the villain's arc is his destruction. The hero usually, if you want to have a good hero, he has to start off with weaknesses. Why is that? He has to start off with weaknesses. Even if you give him power, he's got to make mistakes. Then he learns from his mistakes and he fulfills his arc and becomes the better person. Usually you do it where he recognizes what he needs and not what he wants. That's usually one of the main things you do with a hero. Like in the beginning of the film, he really wanted this. Then he learned that really, this is what he needs. And that made him a better person, and you complete the arc. That's Israel. We're completing the arc. Up, down, back up. We've learned now, so we're in a better point of view now than we were back then. It's not, it's not overly complicated, but it works. Esau, devil. Bad guy, die. Yay!
Everyone's happy.
Everyone's happy, man. No one ain't got a problem with that. Go on,
Just on the point about whom he hardeneth, who will he hardeneth, right? Is his example because Esau can't learn right. He can't do right. He can't learn right because Lord hardened him to those things, man. So this is from Psalms 58. I'm get from I'm just get from the top, right? It says, "Oh, do ye indeed speak rashness, O congregation? Do ye judge uprightly, O ye sons of men? Yea, in heart ye work wickedness. Ye weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. They can't learn the ways of righteousness. The Lord's hardened them to that. That's why Esau's so destructive and everything he does. Because that's what he's made to be like.
His fruits will always be wickedness.
Yep.
He's set up, man. He wasn't set up like America was supposed to be this pinnacle of light. And that's what they pretend to this day.
Man,
Oh,
it's
it's the pinnacle of light. But that's the kingdom of heaven. See, he ain't gonna play that role. New Holy Jerusalem is going to play the role that they claim America was going to play. America was supposed to be this like beacon of light, and if you want to have a kingdom, if you want to live, if you want to be good, you want to have an everlasting kingdom, then follow America, follow what they're doing. They're just so great, like whatever they're doing, follow it. Huh? Nah, they're about to be washed out. Bunch of, you know.
Sodom and Gomorrah.
But New Jerusalem is actually going to be what they claim to be, because if you do want to have any kind of longevity,
Life, yeah.
you're going to follow what New Jerusalem is doing. You're going to look at them and say, okay, that's how that man build. That's how that man do this. Okay, that's the judgment on this. And it says that in the Bible.
Well,
It says they're going to come to us and let us learn your ways.
Yep.
Why? Because our ways are superior.
Yep. For life.
The ways of America and the ways of Esau are not superior. They're not progressive. There's not something you should be, what? It's progressive that your son is going to be castrated for life and become some kind of
Free.
confused individual that can't even have sex no more with a vagina, blood. That's madness.
Can't have children, man. Like, we shouldn't.
Yeah, it's messed up when you think about what's going on. But that's Esau's goal for the future, that there won't really be no men no more.
Genders,
Everyone's castrated, and he just make people in a lab. That's wickedness, man. Walking around just no testosterone in your body, just feeling,
Flimsy.
yeah, man, feeling weak, man. You know what I mean? No aggression. You know what I mean? No nothing, man. Just come and slap you up and like a bitch. Bro, this thing's mad. I was watching one thing the other day. This woman, right? Bro, this shit was fucking giving me jokes. She looked like a man because she's had all the treatments, yeah. But she still had a vagina in it. So some dude in the comment, yeah, just murked her off, innit? Like, you know, all the women were trying to big man up, but all the man them were in the comment were like, look, bro, you got a vagina, right? And then he actually said, oh yeah, I've been bleeding. The woman said, I've been bleeding heavily for the last week, so she's still got a vagina, so she's on her period, right? For some reason, right? And then the thing had the nerve to say, that doesn't make me any less of a man. Is that? Yes, it does. That's like, you know, listen.
Men don't do that.
Listen, and I'm speaking to myself like, no, like, what are you saying? It doesn't. If you actually have a vagina and it's bleeding, that does make you less of a man. Like, how could it not? Like, what do men call each other when you're trying to like bring down a man? You call him a pussy. Well, you actually have one. Like,
You actually are one.
You actually have one, brother, and it was working.
Functioning one.
I'm thinking, what's this girl on? And she thought that was a good comeback. You think that makes me a less of a man? Yes, you're a pussy. You literally have one between your legs that's designed to be penetrated by another man. But Esau, that's what Esau wants to export throughout the earth, man. Madness.
Yep. Verse 4 says, their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear. So they can't even hear right. They can't even take advice, instruction, which is what I'm going to get next. Just quickly. Psalms 15 and 17, seeing, let me jump up. Verse 16, but unto the wicked God say, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth? Because they hide behind the Bible.
Yeah.
Trying to make it that they're righteous on the earth, you know?
They're the worst devils. These conservative Christian devils, these men that support Trump and say Biden's wicked, you're the worst devils. You're the ones, the Most High hates you the most. Because you see, you the ones that's been running this thing from the whole time, from the get-go.
Mm-hmm.
You going on like the conservative Christian just popped up 2 years ago and decided to be righteous. Where was you the whole time? You were the devils that's running everything. You were the man putting man on slave ship, the conservative Christians. Man like Vocab, man like Dr. Brown, these Zionist dudes. You're the same people supporting the state of Israel. You're the same people supporting the killing of journalists and all that. But then it's like, oh yeah, but Biden's the wicked one. No, you're wicked. You're the devil. You're the devil that the Bible speaks of. And I know you are closeted with your behavior. You got a problem with the liberals, because the liberals are out there in the open, but you are a bunch of, as well. You man are down with the LGBT, but you want to keep it behind the closed doors. Devils.
Yep.
You don't trust none of them, rude boy. Don't trust none of these devils talking about they bear the gospel. They're devils. They've been the devil they from day one. No matter how much they say they love the Bible and Noah, and they don't give a damn. Listen. Because if that was the case, then the world would be a different place.
Yeah, but Job said the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. So only only bad things are going to happen. You know? It's verse 17. Seeing thou hatest instruction, and casteth my words behind thee.
Right, the thing is with these devils, right, it's always, oh, I'm godly and that, until it gets in the way of their lust. Then they throw that out the window and then they try and gaslight or project or deflect, and they just automatically gonna do what they want to do. That's why they make excuses for whatever they do whenever they need to do it. Simple as that. Because they're devils, man. Esau will never let the truth get in the way of what he wants to do. I'll tell you that I'll tell you that for free.
Yeah, so he can't do righteous, man, because he's made to be the wicked.
You're gonna put these Negroes in slavery and treat them like shit, yeah. And then all of a sudden now, when we're trying to stick it on them, love thy brother. But hold on, where was all this love thy brother talk?
But he's trying to convince you that he changed, that he ain't like that. But we just read he can't change. This is what we're getting into right this second, that he can't change from being the devil, man.
That John 3:16 and all that, what them man didn't have that back then.
No, lost script.
They only just found that now. Yeah. Oh, now you want to apply it to me? Now you want me to apply it?
Because you don't want to get knocked upside your head.
Oh, them Gadites over there, they killed a couple white women. Yeah, go on, we're just gonna kill them all.
Mm-hmm.
Then when we're like, yo, you're gonna go into slavery for what you've done. Oh, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord.
Can't do that.
Wait, hold on, wait. So now you know that scripture? Oh, it's convenient. It's so convenient now. They ain't got no integrity, man.
Selective.
They're selective, man. Yeah, blow up Obama, yeah. No, Osama bin Laden, yeah, celebrating in the streets. And then when they come out on Saturday, oh, it says vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. But you just killed bin Laden and celebrated, brother. So which one is it? Are you allowed to take vengeance, or you not?
Like innocent as well, no way to do it.
Fuck these devils, man.
Hypocrites.
Hypocrite. That's how they are. They're actors, man. Don't believe these people.
And the joy of the hypocrite, hey man, don't last, man. It's not for a moment. Yep, I'm done.
Okay, yeah. You finished on Romans 9?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Romans 9 is such a powerful chapter, man. Yeah, go on.
Yep. Verse 9, verse 20. It says, nay, let me read from 19 again. It says, thou wilt say it then unto me, why doth he yet find fault? For who have resisted his will?
Right, why would he find fault with Esau if he was made to be the devil? Well, simple. Because he was made to find fault with him. It's not that hard to understand. The reason Esau's guilty is because he's done the things which make you a guilty person. Like if you commit murder and you kill someone, you can't turn around and say, oh, the Most High set me up. Well, but did you kill them though? Yeah, I did. Okay, so the Bible, the judgment is that now you got to lose your life, lad. So let's not talk about whoever else is involved. You did it though, so you got to deal with that reaction. Isn't that the way of the world? Action, reaction.
Pay for what we did.
You know what I'm saying? That's the way things are. If you put your hand in some boiling water, you're gonna get burned, innit? Action, reaction. Like, so you did the action. Now it's gonna be the righteous reaction. That's the rules of the universe, man.
We don't get to decide what they are.
You don't get to decide, man. So he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, it was the curses on the Israelite. Okay, but did you lead us into captivity? Yeah, well, we did do it. So now you're gonna get led into captivity. It's just the algorithm, bro.
Thus saith the Lord.
Thus saith the Lord. That's it, man.
He's the one in charge. What can we say?
File a complaint, man. That's it. There you go.
Send it to admin.
Send it to admin, bro. That shit will get lost. There you go. Divert that to the junk mail. Anyway.
Verse 20 said, nay, but oh man, who art thou that replies against the Most High?
Who are you?
Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus?
Yeah, can Esau say, oh, why have you made me the devil? But shut the.
Hey, we don't get to decide when we come into this world or not. You know what I'm saying? The Most High get to say, this is for this is for
on
that.
every level.
Yeah.
You might say, why has the Most High made you 5'9" and not 6'4"? Because it's him. If the Most High wanted you to be taller, because even when it comes to genetics, man, that's something that they don't tell you if you ain't gone through biology to a certain degree. There's something called recombination of DNA that even to this day, Esau don't really understand. Like DNA is a lot more complicated than what the average person really thinks it is. They just think it's like, oh, your mom and your dad, and you get characteristics. Yeah, to
like
a degree.
Like a meme between the two of them.
But you could get characteristics that your mom and dad don't have, because there's something called recombination of DNA where the DNA can be recombined and reconfigured to basically whatever the Most High wants. Look it up. It's called recombination of DNA, and they don't really understand how it works. They got a gist of it, and that's another thing. People think Esau knows everything. They still don't understand how it works. So you know what that says to me? That the Most High wants he can rejig your
what
shit
he
up,
wanted
yeah,
to.
so that you could come out how he wants you to come out.
Hence why you might come out like a leper.
I'm like, yep,
If your parents of dark skin,
because the Lord could do that.
you know.
Rick on benign that thing, man.
Because all this code, because you know it's cold, right? All this code is in you from Noah, and then all this code is here. So I guess the Most High can just Rubik's cube it up,
Switch you up.
you know, just change it up.
He
And
could switch you up. So you could have
You know?
two short parents and you just end up tall. Like Yao Ming. That is what it is.
yeah.
Or whatever. Might not be Yao Ming. Maybe that's a bad example. But whoever. Yeah?
This is verse 21. It says, "Have not the potter power over the clay."
Right, so you could say that the potter, where the clay and the Most High is the potter, man. And it's been like that. Just like we spoke earlier about the nations. Creating the nations wasn't something that we did. It's the Most High said, listen, that man's gonna be a nation, that man's gonna be a nation. You can't make yourself into a nation. Flipping rock fall out the sky and obliterate you, man, before you even have youths. Remember Wilder was crying about that dude. He ain't never gonna have no children. That man ain't even gonna know what it's like to be a father. He was crying. Hey, Wilder, man, you be giving me jokes, man. Hey, them brothers they try to banish me, man. I be getting on Wilder, but he was crying. Oh, this ain't gonna have no that man. And he started crying, and the man's all fucking hugging him and shit. He ain't never going. Yeah, well, again, how do you know? How can you determine whether you're gonna be a nation? If you're gonna be a nation, you have to proliferate. Well, you could die before you even have children. How are you gonna be a nation? So the Most High is the one that said, listen, this man's gonna be a nation, this man's gonna be a nation, and then he'll set up the code for that. Like, okay, so this people gonna have this inheritance. Everyone from Moab is gonna live here, that's your inheritance. Only the Most High can do that. A man can't decide to himself, oh, I'm gonna be a nation. Bro, the whole tent fall on your family, blood. You're done out here.
Was it Lord said to Jeremiah, I formed thee in the womb. He formed you.
Yeah.
He formed us, you know. How he likened, you know, gave Jeremiah the spirit of faith to do what he needed to do, man. Because Jeremiah was a young man when he was out there, you know.
Yeah.
The Lord gave him the ability to do that.
How many children you have, how many children you don't have, whether you have sons, whether you have daughters. Like look at your boy King Henry, man. He was hurt. The man was hurt. He was doing the most, man. He was like, damn, I'm trying to get me a son. He got a son. The dude died. Like he was hurt, man. He ended up. I swear it was daughter. Was it Anne or someone of them that came up after him?
Oh,
man had to chop off wives' heads. He was doing the most, trying to get
around it.
trying to get around the thing. And the Most High totally violated King Henry, man, because he couldn't make it hold. Because the Most High just didn't want him to his seed line to be carried on like that. Yeah, that's just how it is, man. The Most High can close up the womb. He can close up a man where certain man can't have youths, man. Shooting blanks out here.
or you know, make women barren, you know.
Yeah, women barren. It's all down to the Most High, man. Go on. Okay, go on.
It's the book of Isaiah 45 and starting from 9. Woe unto him that striveth with his maker. Let the potsherd strive with the potsherds of the earth. Shall the clay say to him that fashioneth it, what makest thou? All thy work is
Yeah, and
of no
that's
hand.
wickedness. And you see that what Esau's trying to do now, right, is like he didn't get the prize. So his ideology, which is a misguided and very foolish ideology, is that you can set up your own prize, man, outside of the Most High. And that's what this whole thing, that's what the witchcraft, the Luciferianism, it's all about him getting the role we're gonna have, but trying to jailbreak the earth, man, to do his own thing. Like, it don't work like that.
Trying to offset the curse.
Trying to offset the curse, give himself his own blessing. It don't work like that, man. Yeah, you have to accept the cards that really you've been given. So now that wicked philosophy is now given onto men. Oh, I was born a woman. No, bro.
You weren't.
Yeah, you weren't. Or a woman got dick envy because she wants to be a man. Well, you're disrespectful. Yeah? At least you're a woman and not a fucking ant, man. Just hold it down. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like the Most High creating things how you want to create. You have to accept, you know, humble yourself to the Most High, man, and be grateful,
Be
man.
content.
And not try and go around the thing. You ain't gonna go around nothing out here. You're just gonna look foolish. Talking about man said that you're gonna buy a he got a fundraiser. He's doing a fundraiser to get a penis, man. fucking fool, man. Fucking idiot, man. And you're just gonna be a weak man that you know what it's like to have. Man, you weak, man. Come fight me, man. I'll fuck your shit up, man. You gonna break. You know what I mean? You used to have a vagina, dog. You know what it's like to have.
You still gonna get manhandled.
Yeah, you're gonna get manhandled, man, coming around here talking flipping weak individual, man. You just better off being a woman than being a weak, false man. Fuck's sake, man. You know what I mean? Anyway, yeah, you got fucking female DNA coursing through your fucking body, man. You got wrong chromosomes, man. Get the fuck out of here. It's ridiculous, man. Ain't it? Like, why would you might just be a woman who's gonna be a fake man? It's fucking stupid, man. Like, you woke up most of your life with a vagina, man. What are you doing? Anyway, go.
I say, what makest thou? All thy work, he has no hand.
Yeah,
Woe
man.
unto him that says unto his father, what begettest thou? Or to the woman, what hast thou brought forth? Thus said the Lord, the Holy One of Israel, and his make. And
that's the wickedness that they're doing now. They're trying to get the children to go against their parents. So if you could come home and you could tell your parents, oh really, I'm a woman, and they have to accept that. Like what? You're taking the piss out here, man. Esau, see, all this stuff is connected. All this wickedness and rebellion, it all goes back to Esau just not wanting to be an Edomite. That's all it is. He trying to do his own thing. Nah, you're an Edomite, and unfortunately, you're gonna have to hold them cards that you were dealt, man. You're gonna have to hold them cards. You ain't gonna change nothing out here. No, the Edomites are done away with. No, they haven't, but you will. Okay? Oh, this bullshit. And that's what these guys are running away from. Oh, they're trying to say that we're the Edomites and blah, 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 blah. Then who are the Edomites then? And who are you?
Who are you?
Then they try to say some Japhet. No, you're not. That's it? Okay. Oh, you still got Jeremiah 30? Yeah, go on. Yeah. No, you finished on 9?
Not yet.
Yeah, then we'll jump in Jeremiah
I've got one
30.
precept after that as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Romans 9:21 says, "Have not the pot of power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor."
So who's the same lump? The same lump was Isaac, right? And what does the word honor mean? The word honor means value.
No, Jacob.
No, Isaac was the lump
Okay.
of the same lump, yeah. Try to fuck me up. Yeah, of the same lump, yeah. To make one vessel onto what? Honor. What's honor mean? Honor means value. Yeah? We're the valuable ones in the earth. We're gonna be the most valuable. Because through the Israelites, the earth is gonna be blessed. The earth is gonna be rejuvenated. All the people of the earth underneath us ultimately are gonna be a better position than they are now underneath this devil. Esau's the one that lacks value. Because what does Esau ultimately bring? Death. If you follow Esau, under Esau's tutelage, under Esau's rulership, what's gonna come
The
from
things
that?
he was accustomed to.
From the things he's accustomed to, is gonna bring destruction. It's like if you got a manager, right? Like who's known to just come in and just fuck clubs up, man? I'm trying to think of just some like Frank Lampard. He's dirty, he's horrible, ain't he? He's only getting the job because his uncle, man. But if you got a manager that comes into clubs, yeah, and then just getting them relegated, yeah, you're gonna have to come to the conclusion this guy ain't worth nothing, man. It's what you should. Now, if you got a manager, he comes in and he works with the players, and you say, yeah, this guy's worth something. He's valuable because he's coming and he's being
Bringing
productive,
something,
and
yeah,
everything's going forward and moving beautifully. Where that treasured people, where that honorable people, the royal people are the people of the highest value. They're the people of the highest worth. Everybody ain't worth the same. I'm sorry, but it's true. Everybody ain't worth the same. As simple as that. So Jacob was that vessel that was created to be of honor, and we're going to receive that honor because the Lord is going to give it to us. That's what the salvation is all about, right? But then of the same lump, the same Father, he created another honor that was onto another vessel onto dishonor. Dishonorable dude.
Hence why the Lord hates him. Well, not why the Lord hates him, but he made him to be hated. You know?
Nasty dude, man. Worthless son of a bitch. And that's why he's going to be removed from the earth, and he ain't going to change nothing. he can be removed from the earth, yeah, and the earth will just be a better place for him. Because he's dishonorable, man. He's unworthy.
But we don't need a devil promoting the ways of death in the world, man. What good is that for anybody?
You got heathens, man. You got other heathens to do work and all that. What do you need this guy? He's gonna be made an example out of, just like how he likes to make an example out of Jake, man. Give Jake 528 years and that. I'll make an example out of you, young man. Oh, okay. Hold this example now.
It says, what if God, willing to shew his wrath and to make his power known, endured with much long suffering the vessels of wrath, the Edomites, the vessels,
Yep.
they're the vessels of wrath. You know,
Yeah, on a
who
national
Satan,
level.
who Satan's using in this world, man. Because you know, Satan's been tasked to you know, guide these devils, man.
Vessels of wrath.
You know?
Yeah, you know what it reminds me of? Them fucking plates. You know them, you can get China plates, but then you can get them plates that man fling off and man just shoot them with a shotgun.
The Greek plates.
You know the ones I'm talking about. Yeah, you've done it, innit? When they flick it off and then
I've never done it. Oh, the pigeon.
the pigeons, the clay pigeons. But they're plates, like, ain't it like plates? Yeah. The man just, would you make it? Just blow it up. Then you got another plate that
But you could have used that.
Nah,
no,
but-
use it for shooting, bro.
Bullets. Yeah, rifle. Yeah, shotgun business. Yeah, that's what it's like. Certain things are made to be destroyed, like a crash test dummy.
Because they're low worth.
Yeah, you don't use the most expensive stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Disposable.
It says the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction, and that he might make known the riches of his glory on the vessels of mercy. Because the contrast is there.
Contrast is there, man.
Because even though we've both been wicked, Esau's been wicked, we've been wicked, everyone's been wicked, right? But the Lord gonna show us a difference right here: who He loved and who He hated. You know what He's gonna do to those that He loved, which He already stated, who were the Israelites. You know, the sons of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, right? That's the righteous line, okay? And He's also going to show you the judgment against those that He hated. And that's why America is going to be completely annihilated, man, with thermonuclear fire. All right? So that's the contrast right there.
Well, the Bible says he can't repent, even though he sought it tearfully with tears.
Yeah.
Now I want to read two scriptures. Yo, let me write down all Israel shall be saved. And then we're going to read two scriptures just to show you the contrast. Yeah? This is Obadiah, right? There's only one chapter, of course. And we're going to read verse 18, just to prove what the brother's just saying. We're starting verse 17. It says, but upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. And the house, meaning family, right? I ain't talking about an actual house. The house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, which represents all the tribes. And the house of Esau, the family of Esau, for stubble. And they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau. That means the entire bloodline, the entire seed line, there shall be none remaining. So that means there's no mercy or no remnant being
root, no branch.
no branch, no nothing. Man, I just sodomed out, man.
Gone.
Just God, yeah.
Ashes.
Ashes to ashes, man. Cut out, rubbed out completely. Them ones there, black. Not even to the recycle bin. Them ones, yeah. You know, deleted, permanent. Would you like to permanently delete this file? God, yeah.
No getting it back.
They ain't gonna getting it back, man. It's done. Man, Bitcoin finished, yeah? But the Israelites is a different thing. When it says, it never says nothing like that about Israel, ever. What does it say? You go read it.
Want to read up a little bit in verse 25?
If you deem it necessary.
Well, you know, because you people will act like you're the Gentiles, right? That's why you can be saved, right? When it's not talking about you.
No.
It's talking about the Israelites, right? And because he goes on to say this afterwards, right? It says in Romans 11 verse 25, says, for I would not, brethren, that ye should be ignorant of this mystery, right? Lest ye should be wise in your own conceits, that blindness in part is happened to Israel, until the fullness of the Gentiles be come in.
Yeah.
Right? It ain't talking about other nations coming in, it's talking about the other Israelites
The
coming
Israelites
in.
are scattered
So
among.
when that's fulfilled, then it all should be revealed in the end, right?
Because what you need to understand is the elect. And this is where your higher level of learning on the scriptures comes in. Remember, the scriptures speak about a remnant that the Lord was going to deliver, a remnant of the Israelites, right? Now, you have to understand that in terms of the nation, them Jews in Judea represented a remnant. So in their mind, it's like, yo, the Lord's gonna come and save a remnant.
left there.
They were left,
there,
right?
yeah.
So if the Lord's gonna come and save a remnant, it's gonna be us, all of us, because
We are
them
the
man are
remnant.
out there doing the most,
Yeah.
and we're here wearing fringes.
10 tribes are gone.
And then, yeah, so
You know?
we're the remnant. So when the Lord actually came now and he's preaching, and it's like, okay, some of them are believing, but then some of them ain't. And then now you're telling me that these dudes over there wearing togas, they can come
They've
in.
got the opportunity to come.
Now it's a kind of situation of like, huh? Like, how come some of these men that's been wearing fringes their whole life, they're, huh? Yeah. How come these men are being rejected and they're not going to receive, they're not going to be delivered by the Lord when he comes, but then man in toga can believe? Well, Paul's explaining it. It's an election thing. Some of these men are blinded, they're not going to make it because the portion of these men that's out there, they're going to come in. And then that's going to form the elect. But then even then, ultimately, all Israel is going to be saved, because from the elect of Israel, from that remnant that's going to be delivered, that's going to come from out of the Gentiles and from the Jews in Jerusalem, the whole nation is still going to be delivered.
And just on the point, you know, because obviously the remnant that was in Judea, man, they were essentially the elect that were going to be delivered, right? Going back to Romans 9, where it speaks about having done neither good nor evil, it was never about that. The Lord had his chosen, and they were just out there, man.
Yeah.
It weren't just about those you know, Jews in Judea. They were out there, and they needed to come in, right? No matter where they were. So they might have been being acting Greek for like generations, man.
Yep.
But Lord still had them out there, man. That needs to be brought in.
That's what
Lost sheep.
Romans, if you read the book of Romans, right, this is what Paul was addressing chapter after chapter. He was building up that understanding. So finally, he used Jacob and Esau as an example. Look, election. But that election also applies within the nation, between the 2/3, as we call them, and the elect. That is by election. Predestination. It's not of works. So you can have a guy that's kept more laws than another guy, and this guy ain't of the elect, but the guy that supposedly kept the law less is of the elect. It's not an Olympics based upon who kept the law the most. If it was, then all them dungeons would have received it.
Or who did the most righteousness? It was
It
never
ain't
about
about that, man. It's not an Olympics. Yeah?
So
So
all are falling short of the glory.
all are falling short, man.
You know?
Right? But ultimately, what does it say? All Israel is going to be saved. It never said that about Edom. It said all Edom are going to be destroyed. So there's obviously a separation there.
Big difference. Big difference. Right?
Big difference.
So back in Romans 11 verse
Where
26.
are the Edomites? Destroyed. Big difference.
100%.
Oh man, Ibra's a Jake, man.
Oh, 100%.
Zlatan.
man. Yeah.
And they called him the angel, right?
Is that what they call him?
Yeah, he was the angel, man.
Romans 11 verse 26, it goes on to say this, right? It says, and so all Israel shall be saved, as it is written.
So now, based upon what the scripture he's about to bring out, is what? Explaining what he was given. That's why it says you got to be learning the scriptures to understand what Paul was teaching. Everything Paul taught was in agreement with what was
So
prophesied.
he's always referencing, always precepting.
Exactly. So if what he was explaining was saying that other nations are about to be saved, the next scriptures, which are going to be direct quotes, should break that down. But no, it's all talking about Israel. Let's read it.
Yep. And so all Israel shall be saved as it is written. And that's what we're bringing out, what is written. That's all we're bringing out, man. This ain't our old agendas. This is what is written, man. It just favors us very greatly, you know, which is good for us, you know. It is what it is. So as it is written, it says, there shall come out of Zion the deliverer for Israel. That's why it's good news for us, not for the whole world, not for all these nations, for us, right? There shall come out of Zion the deliverer, and shall turn away ungodliness from Jacob. For this is my covenant unto them, which we know the new covenant is, you know, Hebrews 8 and 10 is made with the house of Judah and the house of Israel, not made with the other nations, right? So this is the covenant unto them when I shall take away their sins. So how is everybody else getting on that? It ain't for you, man, right? That's the point on that. But I believe this is the quote that Paul quoted, right? It's from Isaiah 45 and 17, right? And it says, but Israel shall be saved in the Lord with everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end. Right? We are that world the Lord is trying to save, or is going to save, not trying. The Lord is going to save. We are that world. For God so loved the whole world. He loved the world, right? No, the Israelite world, man. We're his people.
Where that ornament, man, that arrangement, that beautiful arrangement. Did he not arrange Israel in beauty? Look at, even when we came out of Egypt, he arranged us in a particular fashion. He said, yo, these tribes are gonna be on this side. These tribes are gonna be, where that arranged, beautiful arrangement of the Lord. When you look at the meaning of the word, cosmos, it's an arrangement. Like you can get a bouquet of flowers, that's a cosmos, it's an arrangement. Where that beautiful arrangement that the Lord loved, that he ordered. And that's why there's 144,000, and they're gonna be ordered. It's an order to things.
12,000 from each tribe. It's particular, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Can I read on?
Yeah, of course.
This is verse 18. So, for thus saith the Lord that created the heavens, God himself that formed the earth and made it. He have established it. He created it not in vain. He formed it to be inhabited. Right? What's the point if the point of life is to go to heaven? What's the point of having the earth then?
Exactly.
For it to be inhabited, because it's about the rulership, man. It's about the dominion on the earth, right? It says, I am the Lord, and there is none else. I have not spoken in secret in a dark place of the earth. I said not unto the seed of Jacob, seek ye me in vain. Because it's vain for the heathen to do so. It tells you that it's vain for them, right?
Yeah, they can't get the same reward. They can't attain to the blessing of Jacob. It doesn't matter what they do.
They can only benefit through us.
Exactly. They have to. The only blessing they can receive is in blessing us. Is in our exaltation. They can't receive what we're gonna receive. They can't. It was never written for that, and that's what these guys can't understand. It was just. It's not for the other nations to be that royal people, to be the sons of God. It just ain't, man. Like, they gotta serve, man. That's how they get their thing.
Yep.
They serve and pay up and pay their respect. Then the rain falls and they can receive what they got to get. Simple, man. I don't know why people make it into this big deal.
So hard.
Like we're living in a world of equality right now or something.
Without Paul said, man, they wrestle with the scriptures, man. They wrestle with these things they don't understand. Right? It says, where was I? It says, I said not unto the seed of Jacob, seek ye me in vain. I, the Lord, speak righteousness. I declare things that are right. All right? That's it on that.
Right.
Oh, let me get the last verse here. Last verse here, right? Verse 25, right? See, in the Lord, Yahweh, shall all the seed of Israel be justified and shall glory.
Right.
We're gonna go here because this is for us, man.
Yeah. And who's gonna justify the seed of Israel? Yahweh Shai. And that begins with the elect. That's why it says there's no condemnation in them which are in Yahweh Shai. So beginning with the elect, the seed of Israel is going to be justified. But then even the wicked, 2/3 are going to come back as the seed of the elect and be justified underneath that. So all the seed is ultimately going to be justified, man. And so all Israel is going to be saved. But again, it begins with an elect. You know? And that's the gospel. That's the good news. They ain't got nothing to do with the world and everyone else. Nah, man, that's garbage. Okay, but going back into
I just wonder if I can finish off the Sirach.
Okay, yeah. Actually, because that's what we're ready to get back
straight
to.
into that.
Yeah.
Sirach chapter 33, verse 10 again, right? It says, and all men are from the ground, and Adam was created of earth. In much knowledge the Lord had divided them and made their ways diverse. Some of them have he blessed and exalted, and some of them he sanctified and set.
Some of them are sanctified, made holy.
Yeah. Which we know who that is.
Yeah, that's the Israelites, man. We've been sanctified. And how do you prove that? The temple of the Lord. In the temple of the Lord, the Lord had different it's set up. So you had the holies of holies, which only the Aaron and his sons could go into, right? And then you had the court of Israel. Then you had the court of the women. Then you had the outer court. The outer court was for the heathens, and they could come and pray and do what they got to do, but they could never come into the sanctified parts, man. Because they're not the holy people. Deuteronomy 7:6 said Israel is the holy people of the Lord. They're the people that the Lord has separated from all other people, man. We can't mix with them. The Bible says, the Bible says we shall not be reckoned with the other nations. We can't, like I always say, you can't put us where the other nations are. You can't mix us in like it's Kool-Aid. It's not supposed to be that. We're supposed to be separate. VIP position, man. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say it's funny, man, because you got today, man. You got the small hatters, right? Sit there outside the wall,
Humping the
where
wall.
the temples was supposed to have been, right? They can't go in. They're out of court, you know. Man, still they're out of court, man.
Yeah, man.
Still outside, because you're not the people, man.
No, they're
You know?
not holy, man, and they can't ever be holy, because you can't decide, oh, I'm gonna make myself holy or make myself on that level. You ain't got the right. It kind of like when going back, like let's talk about the holies of holies. Let's say you was an Israelite and you said, rah, like you know what, I can just make myself holy. So you start bathing up with the hyssop and doing all the cleansing, and you're gonna stave off from your woman for 3 years, man. Ain't bust no nuts, blood. You're just holding it in. You're just moving righteous, yeah. You know, when you went up into that holy of holies, blood, lightning bolt come down and vaporize you. Why? Because you can't put yourself into a certain position. It's either you got it or you don't. Now you could do something that's gonna take you away from that position. You like make yourself unclean or whatever, but you can't make yourself on that level to be partaking of that unless the Most High grant you that.
It's like the Ark of the Covenant with the Philistines.
God
man.
put his hand on the
They
thing.
had it there.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
They had
yeah.
it there, but it mashed up.
Mash up that
Dagon.
thing.
It mashed up Dagon, man. Because they thought they'll get it out.
It's like getting hemorrhoids as well and all
Yeah,
kind of madness, yeah?
because they weren't meant to be in
Well,
position
my
like that.
brother that put his hand on the
Trying to
ark,
catch
blood,
it.
and then he
Yeah,
got
yeah.
murked.
Yeah, yeah.
Why? Because he went on the level. The holiness wasn't ready for him, man. now we're all going to be priests according to the order of Melchizedek,
Yep.
which is the highest order. Yeah, so we're all going to be holy on the holy level because the Lord's. But the point is, can a heathen then be on? If he cleanse himself up, can he be on that level? No, he ain't. We ain't no, man.
Never.
No. It don't work like that, man. There's no jailbreaking it.
Listen.
Mm.
It's the book of Isaiah 40 from 15. Behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket, and they are counted as a small dust of the barrens. Behold, he takes up the isles as a very little thing, and Lebanon is not sufficient to burn, nor the beasts thereof sufficient for a burnt offering. All nations before him are
Again, going back to that little worth thing. You know, Esau is the lowest of all worths. but the heathen haven't got worth like that either. Only Israel have worth in the Most High's eyes.
And Esau, ain't no sacrifice Esau can make to appease the Most High, man. He done out here.
Yep.
all nations before him are as nothing, and they are counted to him less than nothing and vanish.
Now we know that's not talking about Israel, because the Lord said Israel is the apple of his eye. So that's talking about the other nations, man. They're not worth what Israel is worth, man.
Oh, and Lord, the scripture says we was bought with a price.
Yeah.
Because the Yahweh Shai was the sacrifice, right?
Yeah.
That was a heavy price because we
Heavy
was
price.
worth, because we had the worth.
But he didn't.
Lord
he
didn't sacrifice him for the rest of the world. The
Yeah, he
heathens.
didn't
They
buy
got
them
worth.
with a price, no. But you see, they want everything to be nice. But the same man that's promoting all this equality hasn't set up the world with equality. This is the madness of it.
Well,
The same man,
hypocrisy.
the hypocrisy.
The
The
hypocrisy.
same man that's telling you that you need to share and he don't share. The man.
He's taking more and more. You know.
It's like, bro, don't worry about it. Don't worry about these devils, man. We hit the jackpot. We don't have to share the jackpot. And we're not wrong for not wanting to share the jackpot. Fuck everybody else, man. I ain't worrying about them heathens and what, you know what I mean? They gonna get what's theirs. We gonna get what's ours, man. It ain't gotta be everyone's. Cause the same man that's pushing that vibration on you don't live by that, man. They don't live. They don't care about you.
It's like when a person dies, like they leave a will behind. It's got certain man's names in it, and certain man's names ain't in it.
I don't care
You
whose
know?
name ain't
And
on it.
And if your name ain't on it, guess what? You know what you could say. You might be upset about it.
Man, don't give a
But auntie never left with nothing.
Yeah.
Bro, we're
And, then,
on it,
man,
bro.
and you know, man, don't give up. But all of a sudden, Jake wanna share inheritance
yeah.
of the Most High. But when it comes to their own family, listen,
They're
like,
fighting.
man will war,
They're
like.
fighting.
I'll be a machete and listen, like, man will never talk to each other again because man didn't share. Because man ain't sharing for nobody. Man are taking the oven and that's that. Man.
But you ain't on the paper, man.
They ain't on the paper, blood.
That's
They're
it.
fighting for that, man. But when it comes to the gospel, they're goofy. Oh yeah, nah, man. Allow that.
Your name ain't written in the book.
What's up with that? Is that folded?
Yeah, that's
Oh, okay.
2 Samuel 7:23. And what one nation in the earth is like thy people, even like Israel, whom Most High went to redeem for a people to himself.
For people to himself. And he's gonna do that again. It tells you that, man. The second time to recover the remnant of his people. He's recovering the elect of Israel to be a people unto himself, man. Simple as that. And then his pussy-os running around trying to like reverse the thing and say we're racist. Oh, you guys are bigots and they're racist. No, yeah, we do. Of course we're gonna judge you. If you're an Edomite, you've already been judged in our eyes, man. You're a devil. Like, what do you want me to do? Give you the benefit of the doubt?
We're finished already.
You know, they don't benefit of the doubt for an Edomite. The Lord didn't give you the benefit of the doubt, so why should we?
Your fate is set in stone, bro. What do you want us to tell you?
Prick. Yeah, man, it's just amazing. These guys are on this real moral high horse nowadays, man. Oh, these guys are racist, huh? We're racist? Bro, you support Zionist Israel and flipping, everybody knows that is a racist state, man, apartheid state. And they don't rate the Swartzers, man. They don't rate the people of color over there. And you support that wholeheartedly. So how the hell you a racist, man?
All these industries, man. The guy's name Donald sign.
Oh, I forgot the name of the guy.
He said it out openly, innit?
Yeah, they put all the polluting industries.
Is it NBA?
Oh, you talking about Donald Sterling? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
Hey, go listen to the Donald Sterling tapes. He said that's the way of the world. It's just society. You don't get to decide what's right or wrong. Because he knows when them man get together, they ain't singing that tune. When Dr. Brown gets around his small hat friends, you think he's singing that tune about equality. You got black Jews and you got white Jews. It's not the same. Hey man, go on, man. Deal with these devils, man. Listen, we're gonna be men and we're not gonna be forced to be 8-year-old boys living in a fairy tale, man. Man used to have that song, them not like we are, we not like them. That's how it's gonna be, man. We don't wanna like you. You don't have to like us.
It's okay.
It's okay, man.
Okay.
To be enemies is fine.
It's okay.
And to make him a name, and to do for you great things and terrible for thy land before thy people, which thou redeemest to thee from Egypt, from the nations and their powers.
Yeah, that's why the Lord, he removed nations before us, man. And when we went in there and it got ugly for them nations, man. And the Lord never said we were wrong for that. We was righteous, man. The Lord gave us lands, man, and had us tearing people apart, man. Removing people's guts, yeah? And it got ugly. And that's another thing. These men want us to be nice. No, it's not. But listen, this is the nicest it's gonna get. So you better get used to it. You better be glad.
You better appreciate it.
Appreciate this time, man, because when the kingdom comes, there ain't gonna be no niceness for you. Because how can you nicely put someone in captivity? How can you nicely punish someone?
Never nice.
You can't nicely punish someone. You can't nicely put someone in captivity and their children. There's gonna be beer bawling and lamentation.
Can't nicely peel man's fingernail.
How can you nicely do things, man? War is not nice, man. Anyone would tell you that war is not nice, man. And the Lord himself said in righteousness he's gonna judge and make war. So how are you gonna do that in a nice way? There ain't gonna be no niceties,
man. Come with the fury and wrath of the Almighty, man.
You better read Habakkuk the 3rd chapter, man. When the Lord said he's gonna fresh the... Listen, bro, when he say gonna fresh the heathens, that's not talking about nothing nice, man. But they want us to talk nice. No, we gotta let our people know that the Lord's about to put you Edomites in a meat grinder, man, and turn it on. And that's gonna be it, man.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. That's righteousness.
This is serious.
Hey, didn't Samuel chop up my man there? What was it, Agag? The king
hewed him up, innit?
Hewed him up, man. You think that was nice?
Chop him up like log.
And that was a judgment of the Lord. The Lord said to do that. And what did he do? That's a question for you Christians. What did the Amalekites that were alive at that time do for the Lord to tell Saul to go over there and even them dog and them cat are dead? And they weren't nice because we're talking about a bunch of Hebrews, a bunch of Wilders and Lennox Lewises, yeah, running, some Issacharites running up into your village, and man, woman and child is getting taken care of, getting put down with killing instruments. You know how mucky that would have looked? All you would have heard the bear bawling and lamentation and screaming and you hear blade hitting on bone. That's a nasty sound, man. Chopping meat, man. bear goat barling and everything's barling. Hey, but it was righteous, right? And the Lord got upset they didn't kill everyone.
Yeah, the Lord's ruthless, man. It can be ruthless.
The Lord could get nasty, man. He can get rid. That's why the Bible says, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity, and he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
Yep.
So we're not going to sanitize it up and make it look like,
you feel good about it.
You get some of these Hebrews, oh yeah, we're going to put them in slavery, but it's going to be nice. You know, it's going to be like employment. We're going to hug the babies and... Nah, blood. The Bible tells you babies are going to be getting dashed off, you know.
Against the stones, man.
Bashed against stones, man. You think that's nice? Your head bust like a coconut. Yeah.
Shot fucking babies.
You know, when you make coconut dumpling and you get you hear it crack up and that's how they're going to get their head crack open, man. Is what it is.
For thou hast confirmed to thyself thy people Israel to be a people unto thee forever.
Forever, man. That's not changed. Israel, that's why when we go to Hosea 1, when it said, oh, you're not my people, what does it say in the final verse? Yet,
You shall eat.
yet what, man? The children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea. And in the place it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there it shall be said, you are the children of the Most High. That's why it says that, man.
And still.
Yeah. And the new. Yeah, but it's true. But they want to ignore all these scriptures, man, and try to bring all this goofiness into it, man.
Yeah.
Like the Most High is playing them games.
Making stupid arguments and shit.
You still got Jeremiah 30?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you finished on this?
A little bit.
Okay, go on.
And thou, Lord, art become their power.
Where their power? That's why it says, "Oh, the tabernacle of the Lord shall be with men." What men is that talking about? See, a goofy Christian. Oh, see, it says men, so that's just generic. Like it's just men. No, that scripture goes back to Ezekiel, the 37th chapter, and it tells you the tabernacle is talking about the 12 tribes of Israel. So those men are talking about the Israelite men. The tabernacle, and it was always meant for the tabernacle of the Lord to dwell with Israel, because when you go back to Leviticus 26, the Lord said, if you keep my commandments, my tabernacle shall dwell with you. It was never meant for the tabernacle to be among the heathens, man.
Yep.
But they ignore the precedent and the storyline and the narrative of the Bible and the context, and they'll just pick one scripture out and just be, see, it says men, so it could be anyone. Could be English men, could be alien men, anything. Small man, short man. It's just all men. Like some batty man rave. Nah, man. Yeah? Alright, Jeremiah 30. The other nations, I wanted to pick out verse 11.
Jeremiah 30 and 11. For I am with thee, saith the Lord, to serve thee, that though I make full end of all nations.
Right, the Lord's gonna make, what does it mean to make a full end? Meaning all these other nations, man, all glory that they received in the course of the ages, it's gonna come to an end. Just like Esau, Edom, and it don't look like it because of the way the man's moving and the way he promotes the TV. And think of it, everything you see futuristic is Esau running things. Remember I was watching Fringe. I used to watch Fringe, yeah, and they had man that was coming from the future, yeah, like thousands of years with bare technology, and there's a bunch of bald crackers, man. Ain't no black people there. Like they just, it's always the case, Star Trek, whatever, that it's Edomites running things like 5,000 years ago, elite level. Even aliens, that man are bringing into the to the fold. You know what I'm saying? So the mindset of the people is all set up on Esau, but him too is going to be brought to a full end. Go on.
The sense why Yahushua, when he comes, he's going to take all the crowns. He's making it into these nations, man.
Oh, but the image, remember the image? He said he saw the rock come and it smit the smoke, the feet of the image, man, and all the dominions have become the dominions of our Lord.
Yep. That's it.
Yeah, it's in the scriptures, man.
Daniel.
Yeah, man. You know, and they don't want to like to talk about that. Or if they talk about it, they don't like to give it no context.
Well, they don't like talking about prophecy.
Yeah. Oh, they don't talk about America's end.
You know?
You don't ever hear them talking about the end of America. Well, is America the kingdom of heaven, Dr. Brown? Is America the kingdom of heaven, vocab? If America's not the kingdom of heaven, then it's going to come to an end. Because there's only one everlasting kingdom, right?
Yep.
But they don't, talk about that there, like forget that eschatology. Forget, except when we're talking about the false eschatology with 1948, then we could talk about prophecy. Yeah? But yeah, but you know, man, you know, we don't want to. I don't really want to deal with this eschatology. But how you want to explain the gospel if you don't deal with prophecy?
Getting funded by America.
Don't worry about all that there. You know,
Man, deeply in bed with America.
GMS are the worst. Rapists, yeah. They're a threat, you know. Meanwhile, the Catholic Church is putting up Lebron numbers, man, when it comes to pedophilia and molesting children. Man. They're putting up Lebron, everything. Lebron, Jordan, all of the top goats.
Magic.
Messi, Cristiano, man, everything. Every sport, like, they're putting up all the numbers together. And the man ain't got one thing to say, bro. Mad. Does that reflect on Christianity? But then an Israelite fart somewhere in a lift and we all need to be painted with that same brush. Mad thing, isn't it? There we go. It's mad.
Jeremiah 11 again. For I am with thee, saith the Lord, to save thee, though I make full end of all nations, whither I have scattered thee.
So how is the Lord going to make a full nation and save at the same time? But he said he's going to come and save thee, which is Israel, right? So where are these other nations coming into this, man? Go on.
Yet will I not make a full end of thee.
Remnant.
Meaning we're not gonna, even though we've been brought down, we weren't brought down to stay down. We were brought down to then go back up.
To fulfill rise up.
To fulfill the destiny. Yeah, that's why it's telling you. That's why it says we were sold on. We were not sold on to the nations. That's in the Baruch, right? We were not sold on to the nations for our destruction.
Chastisement.
This is just for the chastisement. We're gonna return, which is why the apostle said, Lord, will thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel?
Because we're still waiting to be restored now. You know? It's about Israel becoming whole again.
And what does that represent? Supremacy. So are we supremacists? Yeah, damn right we want the supremacy, man. Why wouldn't we want the supremacy? You want to, here it is,
Right now.
these Edomites, conservative Christians in America that are trying to say, oh, man, don't you want America to be supreme over the earth? Don't you believe in America?
Oh, yeah, they can't think of a world without it.
Yeah, they love the American supremacy, man.
Yeah.
But if we start talking about Israelite supremacy, we're wrong. Ah, you guys are racist. Man, shut up, man. I'm gonna care what you think, man. These devils, man. Nah, man, we believe in Israelite supremacy, which is the rulership of the Israelites over all people, man. You best believe
that's the righteous rulership. That's the righteous. That's the rulership the Most High desires on the earth, man. That's what He wants.
That's the kingdom of heaven, man, on the earth, man. The rulership of His sons, because only His sons can rule the world according to Him, because a son is supposed to be the image of his father, man.
Yep.
And we're gonna bear that image. We're gonna
Just
bear
like
that
Yahushua
image.
does.
We're gonna be as Yahushua is, and Yahushua is the Most High, man.
That's right.
So we're gonna be one. That's why I said that I am my Father of one, and that ye shall be one in me also.
Yeah.
What does that represent? You see, does that mean we're part of the Trinity, you fools? Talking about the Trinity, the Trinity. But isn't it? The scripture says that they shall be one in me, even as I'm one in you.
Yeah.
But then they'll say, oh, the Trinity is the Most High, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, because it says they're one. But then it also says the disciples are one. So it should be a quadruple. But what would it be for?
A trillion.
Well, a billion.
Trillion, you know?
Infinity, that's right. These man can't make no sense. Right? We're going to be one because all our actions and our thoughts are going to be in complete agreement in righteousness with the Most High's will.
Insane, man.
And then so we're going to rule like that. Hey man, I always go into that clip from Spartacus, man, where he told his son what to do. And then his son went and did some madness, tried to attack Spartacus when man told him, listen, go there, hold it down, and then wait for me, and then we'll attack them. And then his son thought, oh yeah, he saw an opportunity and went down there and got waxed, yeah, he got beat up. And as soon as man rolled, he rolled up and then he didn't even say like hello, he just said my word and my will. Man's like, what? My word and my will. That's what you are. Meaning he expected his son to do as he would do, to do as instructed. not to go do his own thing, and then on top of that, fuck it up. So now he looks bad.
Yeah, I remember that episode, man.
You remember that
Yeah,
episode?
because they were
man?
chasing him. They were chasing him out there, man. You know, and he thought he could take him out.
He got banned.
Fucked up.
Yeah, then didn't this man had to do a they had to
The decimation.
retreat, and then after that he had to do the decimation.
Yeah, and he got.
And his brethren had to get murked off.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that was a good show. But it was good because it showed that's what it means, man. Your son is supposed to be a reflection of you, man. You ain't supposed to be wayward out there, man, doing madness. And that's how the Lord wants us to be.
That's how we fell off because he wasn't.
Because he wasn't. And that's why, what does the scripture say? Be ye perfect, even as your Father in heaven is perfect.
Yep.
So as sons, we're expected to meet the perfection.
And that's why we're going to be made perfect
Oh,
when
man.
Yahushua returns.
The Ephesians, the 4th chapter. The perfecting of the saints.
That's right.
Yeah? That's special, man. The other nations will never be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be under a perfect rule.
That's why we need to be changed. That's why we're going to, you know, this fleshy heart, this heart of stone will be taken away from us and the fleshy ones will be given to us. So we can be in one again. We can be in sync, right? And do as the Lord would do here on earth.
So then you could almost say, just as how everything is in order in earth, it's going to be in the order down here.
Yep. That's supposed to be.
But them goofy Christians don't understand that what the kingdom of heaven's all about, man. They goofy, that's why. You know, but Christianity ain't got long left, man. The expiry date is coming true.
So,
The soured up. Yeah, I heard one dude outside barking the other day, you know, preaching the gospel.
yeah.
He's talking about some white dude, man. So,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, I see the same dude, yeah.
You know, but he kind of had like a Jake spirit on him, you know. But yeah, I don't give a fuck what he was. And he was chatting, and I'm just listening, preaching this gospel. Oh, God, it was all about God, forgive your sins. If you're smoking cigarettes and all this fucking bullshit, man. I was like, bro, okay, but that's not the gospel. The gospel ain't for everyone, my man. You want it to be nice. Why don't you talk about the other nations going into slavery? That's part of it too. You ain't gonna do that though. Sanitized PG-13 version. Go on now.
It's the book of Isaiah 60 and 21.
Pacify.
Thy people also shall be all righteous. They shall inherit the land forever.
Is that what's your Isaiah 60 in it? Yeah. Beautiful scripture.
They shall inherit the land forever. The branch of my planting, the work of my hand, that I may be glorified.
He's the work of the hand.
And he said they shall inherit the land.
So,
So the land is a part of the gospel too. That's another thing they don't like to talk about, except when it comes to the 1948ers, then they'll slide it in there somewhere. Right? Yeah. And you know, but the land is a part of the gospel. But if you ask the average goofy Christian, they don't understand that, yeah, receiving the inheritance of the land is part of the good news.
part of the restoration.
Yeah, our people, that's why our people are, their vision for the future is paying a mortgage somewhere and buying a piece of land in Jamaica. Or no, that's all bullshit, man. Plus, when it comes to Esau, you ain't ever at peace, because Esau can come and take and kill and murder you at any time, and it don't mean nothing to you. You're living on the whim of Esau right now. If you're in America and you own a house, you only own it. Even my man, like Abramovich, right? They took his shit, man. He didn't even do nothing. Like, they're just like, yo, that's ours.
Chelsea, gone.
Gone, like,
Set it
yeah.
off.
So, yeah, it's gone, man. If they wanted to, the government can take everything from you, and they will.
And I ain't heard of him since. It's gone.
You know, they can just make a decree and take. Now, when we receive our inheritance, ain't no one gonna be able to take it from us, man.
Man had like the third largest boat in the world or some shit, you know.
All the baddies on there. Now it's done.
yeah.
That thing belongs to the UK government now. Zelensky and them man are moving on it.
International waters. Okay, seized.
It's mad. You know, so they got us out here desiring an inheritance in this kingdom. No, we're supposed to desire an inheritance in the kingdom to come, and it's going to be a real inheritance. It's in physical too. You know, it's going to be carnal if you want to put it that way. Yeah, of course.
It's spiritual.
But spiritual at the same time. Balance.
It's good to say seek ye the kingdom first, right?
Yeah, man.
That's what
And
we're
everything
supposed to
shall be
going-
added on to you,
That's
yeah.
what we're supposed to be aiming for, man.
Where it said, oh, what shall we gain? And he said lands, didn't he? Of course.
Why?
Wives.
Go on.
Yeah, man.
Go back to Jeremiah
Yeah.
30 and 11.
God.
For I am with thee, said the Lord, to save thee, though I make full end of all nations whither I have scattered thee. Yet
Yeah,
will-
so all the nations we're scattered among are going to be made a full end. All the nations, which we're scattered among all the nations. All the nations are going to be brought down. Every single last one of them. And the Lord ain't with none of them. He ain't with Russia either. Got a man thinking Russia represents righteousness. Russia's going down in a bad way. They're about to lose a whole bunch of men too in this war. There'll be a lot of dead Russians, man.
I think it's in Baruch, if I'm not mistaken, right? The scripture speaks about woe to the cities that took you. So we know wherever Jake is, all these kingdoms and these cities that rule over us, man, they're all doomed. It's a curse unto you nations that have us in subjection.
Yeah, man.
You know, that's why judgment's coming for you, man.
Yet will I not make a full end of thee, but I will collect thee in measure, and will not leave thee altogether unpunished. For thus saith the Lord, thy blood is incurable, and thy wound is grievous. There is none to plead thy cause, that thou mayst be found, may be bound up.
Right, these Edomites don't plead our cause. Vocab and these good Christians, they don't plead our cause. They're not there for us like that, man. They don't want us to receive our inheritance. They want to keep us in a box. There's no one that's pleading our cause. But that's all right, because Yahweh Shai is in our corner, man. And that's all we need. We don't need these allies, man. Fucking boneheaded nigga. Don't you think we need allies? No, fuck them, man. You know, Edomite to hold my hand and march down the street. You weak Negroes.
You only need Yahweh Shai, man. That's
Weak
it.
ass Negroes, man. Oh, we need the allies. Fuck the allies, man. They're all going down. Every single last one of them, man. Boy,
There is none to plead thy cause, that thou mayst be bound up. Thou hast no healing medicine. All thy lovers,
right, according to the ways of the world, we can't be fixed. Right, so all these like worldly organizations and avenues that we're gonna fix black people, they ain't gonna work. Because it was never meant to work. There's only one way that we're gonna be healed as a people, and that's through Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man, this gospel, this word. That's how we're gonna be healed and restored. We're not gonna be restored by some dude on YouTube just chatting about whatever random thing that he's talking about, or the manosphere, or you know, none of that ain't gonna. It's not about that.
The answers.
Andrew Tate or someone, you know, if you listen to Andrew Tate, everything's gonna be fixed. No, it's not. Okay, or you got these black women talking, only the black women can save the community. No, you're not. You know, no, you won't. Okay, you're just gonna destroy it some more. Only this word is really gonna. Oh, but if we learn business, if we learn how to spend the black dollar, no, you know, it's not gonna work.
Because all it is, all these different people doing all these different things, just really creates more confusion, more than anything else. Because none of them are teaching what we need as a people, the truth. We ain't got the truth out here, man. Only the, you know, us brothers are out here teaching the truth. That's the only source of knowledge out here, really, the truth.
Yahweh Shai said he's gonna rise with healing in his wings, man. But that's our problem. We think all these other avenues are gonna save us, man. It ain't gonna work, man. It hasn't worked. We're just getting worse as a people, man.
This place is not our rest. It shall destroy us, man.
Getting degrees, or you know, everyone just goes to university. Then you know, it ain't worked, has it? Now the robots are taking all you Negroes that's in university right now. There's a robot that's already being designed that makes you obsolete. I'm studying African American studies and get a degree. Fucking moron, man. like we was discussing, the other day, man. Like, you know, so many of the if we were to carry on in this kingdom, so many of even the good degrees and things you can pass, you can go down, are becoming obsolete.
AI, bro.
Like being a surgeon. It ain't gonna be too long before there ain't gonna be no all it needs is just this. They already have them as well, robots that can do certain surgeries, right? And then it's just like more economical to just mass produce that, run that, have a few technicians, and then the surgeons are obsolete. They'll say you make too many mistakes. Because there's a lot of mistakes.
Your
man.
hands is not steady no more.
Even I didn't even know someone. If you look it up, man, the actual medical industry is responsible for a lot of fucking deaths, bro. I couldn't believe it.
Not surprising. Man.
Like, and I'm talking about like misdiagnoses and
Oh yeah, you know that goes on all
bot
the time,
scans. That happens a lot more than what
imagine.
people think, man. Now they could replace all them people by just putting AI in there, man,
yeah.
and have the AI do the you know, you ain't gonna be tired, you ain't gonna be rushing. It's just gonna, you know, check the probabilities and then, you know, all that shit, and then they just get rid of you,
They ain't
man.
got to worry about you striking. They ain't got to worry about you not taking the jab. They ain't got to worry about none of that, man. You know what I'm saying? They got employees all around the clock.
Barristers,
You know? Yeah.
lawyers and shit. They got ChatGPT. They could put together a fucking argument for you. Writers, they don't need writers no more.
And then you'll be a prime candidate for the CHIP, you know, and the universal basic income.
Yeah, man.
You know?
Yeah, man, none of that shit's but Esau's kingdom, they ain't, you know, ultimately to save our people. They really ain't the healing. Otherwise, we would have been healed already.
Yep.
You know, the Back to Africa movement and, you know, this guy, Umar Johnson and what he's doing, I ain't gonna do shit, man. You know? Go on.
All thy lovers have forgotten thee, they seek thee not, for I have wounded thee with the wound of an enemy.
Right, these curses, man. These curses have been tearing our people apart and tearing us down. Is this something wrong?
Nah, I just couldn't see the
These
thing.
curses have been tearing our people apart, man, and it's the Lord's doing. You know?
They seek thee not, for I have wounded thee with the wound of an enemy, with the chastisement of a cruel one, for the multitude of thy iniquity. Because thy sins were increased, why criest thou for thine affliction? Thy sorrow is incurable for the multitude of thy iniquity. Because thy sins were increased, I have done these things unto thee. Therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured.
Right. All they that devour thee shall be devoured. And devouring is like, it's a very harsh term. When you devour someone, man, you consume them, man. You take, you know, and that's what's going to happen to these other nations. They're literally going to be devoured, meaning everything that they own is going to be coming to our possession. We're going to devour them. We're going to take everything they own and them, build our kingdom back, and then we're going to decide what they're going to get at the end of that. We're going to distribute lands and that, whatever you're going to get at the end of that. They're all, and it says all they that devoured it, and that represents all these nations. All these nations have devoured our people and took spoil from us, man. That's why our people are the poorest people on the earth, man. That's why our people represent the poor, man. You look at the poor statistics, man. South and Central America, gee, our people are living just for the Jake, living messed up, man, and they get themselves in situations where they gotta deal with cartels and work for a cartel for 10 cents or some shit, man. End up getting beheaded over like fucking 5 working. Man, it's mad, man. These dudes are out there getting beheaded and getting chopped up to pieces, and when you find out what they're being paid for the job they were doing, they weren't worth it. But they have to, because sometimes they're in a situation where they poor, man, and then Esau and his corporations go over there and all kind of wickedness and exploit the hell out of them, our brothers and sisters. And then the good conservative Christian in America don't give up. They don't give
like
up.
Mexicans.
Yeah, they don't. Where were you at? Your big multinational companies going over to there, and anyone can look at it and say that's unrighteousness, man. But where are you at? The Hebrew Israelites. You ready to come against us? But your big multinational companies from your own country can do whatever they want in the next man's country, and you ain't. Oh, but I thought you love your neighbor, bro. But they're not your neighbor.
All you do is complain when they come over here.
Yeah, man, you don't give a fuck, man, about what these men are doing. They're doing, you know how many mans are over there right now in Americas? You got groups of natives that are actually like protesting against these big companies from polluting their water or taking their land, right? And they end up hiring man to kill them. They end up like you might get some woman or some man and he's known to be the lead protester, and the company will hire someone. Obviously,
cartel,
it's all like plausible deniability. But then next thing you know, yeah, them men are getting shot up. And then they won't put that on CNN. You gotta go deep into some next news.
Local.
And it'd be like, yeah, like we're doing a documentary about these people and they're fighting against Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola's doing this. Oh yeah, 6 months later she got shot. And you're like, hold on, wait, these men are really out here doing this, right? CNN ain't talking about it, Fox News ain't talking about it, right? All your big celebrities don't talk about it. You ain't caring, so you ain't even looking into it. But all of a sudden, when it's the Hebrew Israelites, you man become fucking moral.
Find everything, man.
Get the fuck out of here, man. You people are scum, man. Yeah, our people are suffering down there, man. And they are our people, man. We represent all of that. It's sad, man. The favelas is deep. It's deep, man. And you think of all the riches that our people had. Esau went over there and just took it all. The gold, the silver, and he's still taking it all. Because the people who own all the resources in those lands are still Edomites, man. Edomites from Germany and Spain and Portugal. And then you get the so-called Chinese going over there as well. It's not nice, man.
And all thine adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity.
So they're gonna go into slavery, man. They're gonna go into captivity. They're gonna be under our authority. Revelation's 2nd chapter tells you that. It says, we shall receive power over the nations. That's what that's talking about. And we're gonna have the authority in that day. And when you got authority, you don't do debating or negotiating. And they're gonna pay, man. And they're gonna work too, because man, I don't know about you, yeah. You're gonna work fast, efficiently, and you're gonna produce quality. Because we don't
Cut corners here.
we don't cut corners, man. And I know, say, Jake, when we were working in your kingdom, we produced quality. Yeah? That's fair to say that when I know for a fact, you look at a lot of them plantation buildings, they were quality. Esau weren't happy with no, just put up anything anyhow. No, Jake had to be everything. That's why even today, those are like grand buildings. A lot of them plantation buildings, they're grand. So you think in our kingdom you're gonna give us some shoddy work out there? Like, listen, if you wanna, man, that thing better be plumb.
Man's hands are coming. Oh.
You better line that up plumb. You know what I'm saying?
Flush.
You better put that in there flush, brother. You better put that together nicely. Everything's gonna be quality when you work for us,
You know,
man.
you can use all that Edomite intelligence you claim you got in it and make them proper in it.
You know what I mean? Everything's gonna be done properly in the kingdom, man, when they're working with us and efficiently. So ain't gonna be that lazy thing. They're gonna be working, man, because we need
Proper
our
things,
groves built up, we need our yards built up. Like, we ain't trying to wait 2,000 years for them. You know that for real. Go on, but no, they're gonna be motivated to be efficient.
100, man.
Cause you know when you get crap, like I remember back in the day, like your mom told you to clean your room and start moving slow. It's taking bare time.
Belts and slippers,
Your mom
bro.
just come through. What? Next thing you know, the thing's done efficient.
It's done.
So that whip, yeah, a hell of a motivator, bro. I'm telling you, you be doing things properly when you're under that pressure of pain, you know. Quickly,
You work all day.
proper motivation. Go on, man. Yeah, man.
And they that spoil thee shall be spoiled, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey.
Right, they prey upon that, like they're predatory. Like Esau, Edom, their economics and the way they've designed their world to this very day is predatory.
Taking advantage of the
It's all about taking advantage of the weak and then taking advantage of people, and so they'll set up like agents and do whatever they got to do to get the #1 deal. That's why to this day France, over there in the West Africa and that, they dictate to them how much they're gonna buy their resources for. They can't even sell their resources for the price they want to sell it for. Now, why are you allowed to do that? Because you prey upon people. You prey upon Jake. You're there like, yeah, we're gonna, and then you take the 90, they take the 99 and give man the 1. And then it's like, who's gonna stand up for you when these injustices happen? No one. You're relying on they themselves to police themselves. Because you can't stop them from doing nothing.
They might are doing the same thing with the farmers right now.
Yeah,
Farmers are hurt, man, because they're not getting a good deal, man. And all you see on, on the milk cartons that, oh, fair deal with farmers and some shit, bro. They're getting fucked.
And you can't do nothing. And even in the legal system, right? The legal system's fucked up because, like, they can prey upon you, right? And if you don't have the certain money, even if you're right and there's a way for you to win, they can lock you up in legislation where you can't fight the case no more.
It's like a siege.
It's like a siege. They can lock you
Or
up
attrition.
in legislation where you're just gonna have to give up because you don't have the money to continue the lawsuit. That's how wicked this kingdom is. So the SEC or someone like, they can come through and crush you, and they'll tell you beforehand, listen, we're gonna crush you. It's not, you either better settle, because if you try and fight us and you don't pay up the money, because they might try to hit you with a fine, you're like, right, why have I got to give these man 20 million? Hey, you're either gonna pay me this 20 million or we're gonna take it to court, and guess what? You only got 20 million in your bank account, right? So by the time the court cases cost you 20, 30 million, you're gonna go bankrupt anyway, so you're gonna have to settle with me anyway, because you can't afford to continue the case, and we're gonna come in and our friends are gonna come in and take everything from you anyway.
It's gangsterism.
We already got the man them lined up on the sideline that what you've built, we're gonna take it. The wolves.
It's gangsterism, man.
Bro, the whole world is run like that. They're gangsters. They're all looking for prey. They're looking for people to exploit and do what they want with. And when you go for help, they run that too. They run all that situation there. They make a phone call like, yo, yeah, they already know what time it is. So our people are being preyed upon, man. They prey upon Jake's ignorance. A lot of times Jake don't know the protocols to do anything anyway. It's sad, man, but that's just how it is.
It goes on to say, For I will restore earth unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, saith the Lord, because they called thee an outcast, saying, This is Zion, whom no man seeketh after. Thus said the Lord.
Yeah,
Behold,
we're the ones that no one's seeking for after. I mean, the funny thing about this wicked society is they got a group of Edomites that claim they can't even care about so-called black people, but they don't. Like the liberals and the left, they claim, oh, we're all for like, no, they're not, man, because the things they actually could be doing, they don't do. They only do what token gestures. And a token gesture does nothing. It's exactly that, it's a token.
It's like clapping for the NHS, isn't it?
Like clapping for the air, that's a token gesture, and it makes it look like, oh yeah, we're for you.
Yeah,
They're not for shit, man. And now people are finding out. Now they're kind of with the Biden. I thought Biden was supposed to be the main man that is with the so-called black people, and then you see what happened with that basketball thing. Because Biden and them man don't give a fuck about you, man. You ain't got no friends. There's no one that's an advocate for Israel, for your salvation or for your upliftment.
Negroes, Spanish, Native Americans, man.
They don't give a damn about you, man.
We're the nation undesired. You know? And that's why in Deuteronomy 28:68 it tells you that no man shall save you, no man shall buy you. Ain't no one looking to help us and to get us out of our predicament. They're all conspiratory against us, man. You know? They made a tumult against us.
Yeah, they just devise ways to further subvert and destroy our people, man. And then try and get down anyone that's trying to do anything any better, man. Esau's a devil, man. That's why when these men try and come and, you know, what's our problem? Because you're the devil. We know how you operate, man. You COINTELPRO, the devil.
Perfect, man. We're not ignorant of Satan's devices, man.
Yeah.
It's the book of Ecclesiastes 13:3. The rich man has done long, and yet he threateneth widow. The poor is long, and he must entreat also. If thou be for his profit, he will use thee, but if thou have nothing, he will forsake thee.
That's called exploitation.
Yep. That's what Esau do, man. Esau just use you, Jake, for his profit, and then once you don't have no use for him, he'll find a way to get it all back. He'll find a way to destroy you, run you through. And that's how it goes. Because you were a means to an end. And you might think at the time, oh, he's down with me. No, he's not down with you. He's using you to get what he wants, and when they're done, they're gonna take from you everything that they gave you anyway.
When you can't get no more out of you,
That's it.
you know, or when you start acting up, you know.
Hey, they show you that in training day. You know, they were working with my man to sell the drugs, and then when they needed the money and they were finished with him, they said robbed him anyway, take everything he's got. And they do that in real life. They do that. They work with the drug dealers, make man build up, yeah, and then as soon as man comes surplus the requirements, they go in there and they seize your shit and get rid of you.
And then find someone else.
And find someone else to run the same game.
If thou have anything, he will live with thee. Yeah, he will make thee bear, and he will not be sorry for it.
Yeah, they're not gonna be sorry, man. So it's like they don't care of what they've done to the Native American Indians, man. They don't care. They're not gonna. They only care about the condition they're in. They don't care that what they did to these people, man. To the point where it was taught in Britain at one point that these people don't exist no more. They was actually taught that they wiped them out, because that's how down bad they got our brothers Gad, man. Gad and Reuben. That's their actual land, man. From America to Canada, that's their actual land that they were living on, and now they're not even seen as being the representative of that land. When man think of America and Canada, you're thinking about the Edomite. That's the image of that place. These man's image has been rooted out of their own land.
That's when they'd be made to be forgotten.
They're the forgotten people, man.
You know?
They don't care. That's not even an issue for them, man.
And it's a small plot of crappy land.
They're not sorry what they did to you, Jake. Slavery. They're not really sorry about that. Even when they say they're sorry, they're not sorry. Because as far as they're concerned, that was necessary to afford them the luxuries and the lifestyle that they live right now.
The kingdom that they have now.
They're gonna be sorry when they're in the kingdom getting whooped. That's when they're gonna feel sorry, man. They're not gonna be sorry now. Why should they be sorry? They're winning.
If he have need of thee, he will receive thee, and smile upon thee, and put thee in hope. He will speak with thee fair, and say, what wanted thou?
Right, they even did that to a lot of the tribes. They tried to befriend tribes and use the tribes against each other. But as soon as they used the tribes for what they wanted to use them for, they just dashed them to the side and subjugated them as well. So they pretended they were going to make a truce and work with them, and then after they finished with them, the divide and conquer, they just dashed them away anyway. That's how Esau operates, man. So we don't want nothing to do with you devils, man. We don't want to stand in hand with you. That's what they want. They want us to beg them and become a Christian and
Trim their way.
yeah, man. They vocab want us to rap with him.
Put them up on game.
Yeah, he want us to be nice, man. I wanted to come and at his leisure hang around with him, man, on the live stream. And that's embarrassing, man. Any of you Hebrew Israelites, man, that you fall out of this thing and you decide to go in an interview with Vocab Malone, like, there's something wrong with you for real, man. That other dude, man, that fell out from IUIC, and he's doing an interview with Vocab Malone, man. Like, how are you partying with that weirdo, man? Nah, man, sorry, bro. That dude, sharing meals with that guy. Go on, man.
And he will shame thee by his meat until he have drawn thee dry twice or thrice, and at the last he will laugh thee to scorn. Afterward, when he seizes thee, he will forsake thee and shake his head at thee.
Yeah, then they start saying, oh, it's your fault that it's like this and this, that, and the other, and gaslighting, and that's what Esau do, man. Oh, well, you know, we gave you English, you know, you monkeys anyway.
You're poor because you want to be poor.
Yeah, you're poor because you want to be poor. This, that, and the other, man. Esau is just the asshole, man. All right.
Jeremiah 30:17. For I will rescue, I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee for thy wound, said the Lord, because they called thee an outcast, saying, This Zion whom no man seeketh after. Thus said the Lord, Behold, I will bring again the captivity of Jacob's tents.
It's like someone say something, right? Is Dr. Brown looking for the rest of the tribes?
No, they're not.
Again, they don't seek after them, right? They're not interested about that.
Yeah, he's just a tool of Zionism. It's just that whole Christian Zionism was just a way to pacify the conservative Christians into supporting the foolishness that they're doing over there in the state of Israel. That's what it is. And they know it's not, they don't believe what they're teaching. It's just a way, it's a cunningly devised fable to manipulate the Bible Belt in America, which is a strong belt. It's a strong voting belt, so that they can have a strong support for the gangsterism that they do over there, man. That's all it is. Like, Ben Gurion didn't believe in all that, man. They were secular. This
secular state,
It's
yeah.
a secular state, man. They're not a spiritual people. That's all just fluff. It's bullshit, man. They're actors, man. That's why even the ultra-Orthodox over there, they don't like them. The ultra-Orthodox are not liked. And they're the supposedly most religious of them. They don't like them, man. Yeah? They don't want them there. You know what I mean? It's a joke thing. It's gone.
As it goes on, say, thus said the Lord,
Nasty looking.
behold, I will bring again the captivity of Jacob's tent.
Now, notice it says Jacob's tents, not the Jews. Jacob's tents represents all the tribes. The Lord's going to free up all the tribes from captivity in these last days. And that's why we got the 12 tribe sign. And then what do? They try and attack that. Well, you can attack that if you want, but the cat is out of the bag, isn't it? Because it's evident that we see that those people are coming together in the spirit of unity through Yahweh Shai. Now, what can you do about it? You can't do nothing about that. You can say it, but the scripture says, man, you can't pluck the elect out of Yahweh Shai's hand. So you could try and debunk it and this, no, these people, they don't, we're not listening to you no more. Turn that down, because you're not legitimate. You've proven yourself to not be legitimate. How many lies have you told over the years? Why should we believe anything you say? At one time, you used to teach that if a slave desired to run away from his master, that was a disease in his brain. Drapetomania or something. You were teaching that to have woolly hair and dark skin was a curse, it's a defect. Why the hell should we listen to any? You will make up anything you need to make up at any one time to push your agenda. You've done this throughout history. So why the hell should we listen to you? Because you said the 12 tribes sign. That's good. Nah, it's all right,
Full
mate.
of shit.
We'll figure it out. All right?
We don't need you.
We don't need you, man. You're not our spiritual fathers, man. You're not in any position to criticize anything that we do. These other Negroes, you're their spiritual fathers. Go deal with them. You can't do that with us. We don't believe in Luther and what's it, Calvin, and all these, you know, or you scholars. Even though most of you scholars, they know what we're saying is true. What's going on?
And have mercy on his dwelling places, and the seed shall be builded upon our own heap, and the parish shall remain after the manner thereof. And out of them shall proceed thanksgiving, and the voice of them that make merry. And I will multiply them, and they shall not be few. I will also glorify them, and they shall not be small.
There you go. That's the kingdom of heaven. Now jump back to Genesis and let's tackle this leprosy thing, man. Because Esau is a so-called white man, okay? Right? Esau's a leper. He is red. All right? And that's the bottom line, isn't it? You are the Edomites, man. There ain't nobody else, okay? The man try to sling it on some Arab somewhere. Right? If it is the Edomites, it's some Arab somewhere. Like, nah, it's you. Yeah, it's you been identified in the scriptures, man. You fit all the characteristics, everything about you screams Edomite. Go on.
Genesis 25 and 21. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife, because she was barren, and the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. And the children struggled together within her, and she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
Separated. So we ain't the same nation, man. Go on.
And the one people shall be stronger than the other people.
One people was going to be stronger, superior, and that's evidently us. Like in terms of physicality, yeah, we are stronger than Edomites, man. That's generally known. And the worst thing about it, right, is that just shows you, because the way Esau conquered as a people wasn't through his physical prowess. People need to remember that Esau took us down. When you go into the history, even if you go into West Africa, right, where our people was in West Africa, what people don't realize is the history leading up to when our people were taken down was a lot of infighting, and division that was happening. So the Lord already had us being weakened. And same thing with the Native Americans, same thing over there in the Americas. You had different things that, if you look at the history, just before Esau turned up, there was a lot of madness, because the Mosai was softening us up. Then on top of that, Esau was using the Julius Caesar tactics of divide and conquer. Then on top of that, the Lord gave them certain superior weapons that they can use. And even when them superior weapons weren't working, the Lord gave them even more superior weapons, like the Gatling gun, to use against our people. And that's how he managed to break our people down. Yeah? It weren't like Esau was just the most mightiest warrior and he had swords and we had swords and we were all together. There was 10,000 of us, 10,000 of them. No, Esau's never been physically the superior. Now, he can paint that to be the case, which he did. But you see, what happened was that image of us being too stupid and not smart enough, because it wasn't an intelligence issue, but they promoted that we're unintelligent and we're not strong enough. We're these superior in every way, and that's why we're. So then what started to happen was that narrative became eroded over time as Esau needed us for different things. I'll give you an example. At one point it was taught that Jake was too stupid to be able to fly a plane. What happened when they started letting Jake fly a plane? Jake was tearing up the plane. Yeah, legends. Goats. Goated. Everything that, most of the things that you see Jake are doing now, there was a point where it was taught that Jake is not Jake ain't good at it, they were incapable of being able to do it. That's what they were doing. And even now to this day, if you look at the most academically gifted group of people in America and in England is the Nigerians. But they're the same people. So he can't say, oh, genetically we just think, no, it's nothing to do with that. Esau is the devil. So then even with boxing, they had to make sure that the heavyweight champion was always an Edomite. And they were fighting hard. They didn't want to let that go. Yeah? And then
it was a big status symbol.
It was a big status signal that the heavyweight champion, because that says that we're superior, we're the guys. Then what happened to that? Once
they were trying to find every white man to come.
Yeah, with Jack Johnson started tearing up mans, and then he had Dempsey, which Dempsey he's probably an Israelite foreigner, but he got beat. And then from then on, look at the history of the heavyweight championship. And then you have to say in America, because America became the home of boxing. It might not be now because boxing ain't as big as it used to be, but there was a time when boxing was the biggest sport in America. It wasn't the NBA, it wasn't baseball and all that crap. Boxing was, everybody wanted to be world heavyweight champion. There was a boxing club on every corner. It ain't like that no more. Boxing's on the downturn, right? And that's for mainly the reason why. Because once they let Jacob in there, now all of a sudden, when you talk to an Edomite that loves boxing, who you got to look up to and praise? Mike Tyson. I used to love watching Ali. Joe Frazier. It got so bad that I think it was Joe Louis. It might have been Joe Louis or one of them. When they would tell him, like, if you look at all his pictures after winning fights, he would never smile. He never looked happy because he was told, all right, we'll let you beat up on these crackers, but you're not allowed to celebrate. You're not allowed to look like you're happy about it. Otherwise, they're just gonna shoot you up in there. But that physical superiority has been destroyed. NBA. As soon as Jake got into the NBA. Oh, the athleticism. Track and field. Jesse Owens. So that there was a time, believe it or not, where we wasn't It was taught that we had no form of superiority. Then what happened is the intelligence thing was the last thing they had. But that's also being destroyed. They're not more intelligent than us. They're just not. We invent, we innovate, and if you give Jake the level of access to education the way they're supposed to, Jake does better. It's a fact.
The way all these Jake come from broken homes, it's hard for Jake to change the mentality to do shit, man. But he already got us on the handicap all the time.
Jacob mentally handicapped by Esau, because Esau constantly were talking it down to us. You can't do this, you can't do that. Go read it. The first so-called black man to be a doctor. Look at the struggle they had to go through. And because a lot of guys are like, he's black, man, he can't do that. He ain't capable. And then man end up being the Don, goated, right? Goated. So we are the stronger people than Esau. We're superior in Esau, Edom in every way. In every way. There's no way we're not superior.
As the Lord said, He made us to be special.
We're special, man. We're stronger people, man. In every way. And that's a fact. So the only reason why Esau is above us is because the Lord set it up to be that, for that to be the case. Even the first Navy SEAL was a so-called black. And he made the training that they do today to train Navy SEALs. It was a so-called black man out of Vietnam. He's a prototype Navy SEAL, man. It's all about Jake. Okay? So one nation shall be stronger than the other. That's us. We are superior. We're better. Faster.
And the elder shall serve the younger.
The elder shall serve the younger. So it was set up in the spirit that Esau, the inferior one, was supposed to serve us. They were meant to be under our dominion.
Makes sense, right? The inferior to serve the stronger. That's natural. Natural law.
Natural law. Go on. Go. It's going to show you that it's going to be Esau.
And when our days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in our womb. And the first came out red all over like an hairy garment.
Red all over like a hairy garment. Now, why is it even describing what he looked like? The only reason you would need to describe what someone looks like specifically
It's strange.
is because it's strange.
Not what I was expecting.
Because if you come out like normal, why would you describe what they look like?
Appearance wouldn't matter.
Nah, and then you said because he was hairy. No, red all over like a hairy garment. He was red all over like a hairy garment, because we had garments that were dyed red. If you look at an Edomite child when they're born, they red, man.
Yeah.
And that can be shocking, because yeah, Jake normally come out like palish. Like my children look like Moabites when they come out, like they be yellow. You know what I'm saying? They were yellow as hell, right? But imagine you have a youth and they come out red. It's like, Ross Clark, what's this, man? Yeah?
Because they got no pigment.
Because they got no, and they never gonna get none. That's how they gonna be. Yeah?
That's why he named Edom.
Red all over like a hairy garment. There's a reason why it said that. Now, it didn't describe Jacob because Jacob was normal. Because they weren't what you call identical twins. You can have unidentical twins. Yeah? Esau was born with leprosy. Go on.
And they called his name Esau. And afterward...
And how do you know they weren't identical? Another thing. When Esau grew up, he was hairy. Jacob was smooth. Now, he went because he was waxing. Now, if they were identical twins, what would be the difference? No. There would have been no difference. If they're identical twins, that means they got the same exact DNA. They're growing up in the same and they're eating the same shit. They would both have been hairy bastards. Jacob is smooth, man. Jacob, Negroid. Yeah, Esau, yeah, Caucasoid. Yeah? Alright? The red man.
And after that came his brothers out, and his hand took hold on Esau's ear, and his name was called Jacob.
Right, hold that. Let's get the breakdown for that in the Apocrypha before we move on. Right, and that's how Esau came out. So Jacob and Esau were unidentical twins. They were two different manners of men, unidentical twins, and one was superior to the other. So you know when they were growing up, Esau was getting bullied, like, and rightfully so. So you're a pussy, yo. You're a weak brother, man. But you know he was ready to kill. You gotta be careful with them weak ass Edomites. Even now, them little weak ass Edomites get bullied in school. What did they do? They turn up
Shoot
at school
up
with a fucking Mac 10 and just start killing people, man. You know what I mean, man?
That was not hating blood.
Hey, that don't mean Esau ain't a threat.
But because he's Cain.
Cain, man.
Cain.
See, they're even them weak ass Edomites, man. They'll come in and
Do you in?
man. Stab you in the back.
Jump you,
You gotta watch them slippery devils, man.
You're not man enough to, one on
Don't let
one,
your guard down on
you know.
these devils, man. He's a sucker punch you, man.
He best with the sword, man. That's what he do. Because he's the weaker one. He has to do things to put things in his advantage, man.
Hurt.
Numbers or weapons or whatever, man.
And don't think these Edomites don't feel they're challenged as men, right? They are challenged by Jake's physicality and their prowess, man. Because as a man, the first level of your manhood is your physical presence, man.
What's that competition? Mr. Universe, right?
Yeah. Jake was dominating that. Everybody wants to be the black man in the gym.
That's what I'm saying. So they always try to run after Jake, trying to catch up to Jake and do.
All the nations want to be Jake in the gym. I've had man like even these Elamites. Cause Elamites can't put muscle on for. They need all the steroids. Trust me. And they be who do you think they're looking at in the gym? They're just looking at some Jake, back muscles all flipping. Elite level physicality, and the man's ain't even been in the gym for 2 weeks, man. He's got 8-pack living on the streets. That's Jake, man. Physicality. 99, bro. It's just the way it is. Jake is strong. Jake is fast. And the average Jake is fast, strong, can jump.
To be out in the sun.
To be among Jake, yeah. To stand out among Jake, you Superman.
Yeah, you gotta be something special.
You're fucking Superman. Because the average Jake fast. So to be fast among Jake, you fucking fast, man.
Yeah, that's why we got examples like Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, man. They gotta be Jake.
To be hanging with Jake like that, of course.
To be the best.
Come on, Jake has got mad genetics, man. And even the man them that's below them are crazy with it, man.
Mm-hmm. There's too much Jake with it. And Jake can't fill all these spots. That's why there's a lot of Jake on the street that are badass ballers and all that kind of stuff. Just can't get in
they can't get in there.
Because there's so much super Jake out there.
Yeah, man, when you're top physicality among Jake, it means something, man.
Mm-hmm.
There's some crazy Jakes, man. Everybody knows them. Just hanging around the hood, smoking weed. Dude ain't done no training. Fast as hell, man. Hopping fences from the police. Cool, man. Yeah, but it tells you that in the scriptures about Asahel. Asahel was swifter than as the rose in the hills, man. That's Jake. That ain't no Edomite, man. Come on. Edomites be weak. They got low bone density.
Yeah.
They be breaking their noses all the damn time, man. It's constantly.
My man, Joe, man, got 5 times density, bro. You know? Joyce, you know what I'm saying?
Big juggernaut.
Big juggernaut.
Oh man, you got that from me.
I want to verify that. I want to find out
Joe,
that's true, bro.
and the thing is about Joe, I'm sure his dad looks like a so-called white man.
Oh yeah, that way around.
Yeah,
okay.
but he's a Jake, man.
Oh yeah. Bit slow,
That's like a double entendre. Anyway, go.
Hey,
Bars.
Hey, right. Alright, 2 Ezra chapter 6, verse 7, right? So then answered I and said, what shall be the part and the sunder of times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. That's what we're reading there, right? And it says, verse 9, for Esau is the end of the world.
Esau is the end, meaning the end of the ages, man. Esau will be, it's his world towards the end, and we see that the so-called white man dominates the earth, way and above all other people.
Yep.
In riches, in everything, in power, in influence, they got it going on, right?
Which again shows you, man, that the Edomites exist, even to this very day, because they have to exist. They have to exist. For this to be fulfilled, they have to exist now.
It shows you that Rome is theirs.
That's right.
Rome is theirs, man. This is Rome all over again. And that's why you go back to the icons of the early Roman Empire, they're all Edomites. And then Jake took over towards the end. Now, them same devil Romans, like if you took Biden's head and you put it on a damn fucking coin,
Give
it
it-
just looked like them early Roman Empire.
Put a
emperors, man.
toga on him.
Yeah, he
You know
was
what I
the
mean?
devil, man.
Same
Sniffing
thing.
up the children,
ass.
same way.
Yes. Yeah, don't put that man in the toga, man. Shit.
Hey, that's why when they tell you that the Romans were attacking Edom, those were Edomites that were calling themselves Romans, attacking the Edomites that remained in the land. So with them scholars, they mess all that up because they don't. It's like if
Because what's the difference between the Greeks and the Romans? They're both Edomites.
yeah, because Esau took over Greece and he took over Rome because he migrated, and that's what people don't understand. You can have migrations of people, and how you don't understand that, I don't know, because even Esau is the Americans now. So if Esau goes to war with England, they're going to war. One's going to call himself American, the other one's calling themselves English, but they all ancestry is the same, right?
Even in South Africa.
Even in South Africa, right? So what you gotta understand is the Edomites migrated up into Macedonia, and then they would call themselves Macedonians, right?
And it,
So yeah, so then they were calling themselves Macedonians, right? And then they migrated down into Europe. Then they called themselves Romans. So hundreds of years later, you still had Edomites in the land of Edom. When they interact, these men are not interacting like, oh, we're family.
We're different tribes now.
No, we're
different
Romans,
kingdoms
and you're a
yep.
fucking Edomite, man.
Yep.
So when they flipping took bust up Edom, that was Edomite on Edomite beef.
But
Yeah,
there's
huh?
another thing that people don't really realize, man, that Esau was always looking to usurp kingdoms, man. We had Haman in Persia,
Which is a Macedonian.
right? Because he's related, right? To Agag, right?
Yeah,
So-
Agagite, yeah.
Right? Yeah, right? So there's always in these kingdoms trying to get power, trying to get influence. And that's what Esau's done in every one of these places, man.
With America. They took over that land and now they're over there. They don't call themselves English or anything no more. They take over the name, they got a new name, they rebranded. So Esau rebranded. So Rome was initially Japhites, but then the Edomites took it over and made it their own.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So that's all
And
it
he
is.
does, and he does that. He takes the known names of these other people.
Oh, Egypt, the Ptolemies.
did
They went
that.
over to Egypt. They didn't call themselves Greeks no more. They called themselves Egyptians, which is why you get this boneheaded Negroes running around praising Cleopatra when she was an Edomite slut. She was, you know, she was just one of them, you know, them Edomite girls, the Shinamites. She was a fucking Shinamite, man. She was known. Cleopatra was known for banging everybody, man.
Sloppy D.
She was moving around all the. She was doing. She had her body count, and she was a queen. Her body count was through the roof. We ain't claiming her, man. Fuck, we claiming Cleopatra for? But our people, they don't understand the history, so they think, oh, Cleopatra Egyptian, she was black. No, Cleopatra was from the house of Ptolemy. The Ptolemies were from Greece. They're going back to Macedonia, going back to Edom. So they were really Edomites, but then they started calling themselves Egyptians and pharaohs.
Yep.
So you were praising up Cleopatra.
Because you know that's one thing Esau always wants to do. He wants to hide who he really is. That's why he does. That's why he takes on all these names of these different people. Man. That's why today you don't know what a fucking Edomite is.
So I mean, the winner, I mean, like the story. I mean,
Yeah, the winner,
winner
writes the
like
history.
The history.
Yeah. You know, so he disguised himself as all these different people on the earth when he wasn't really he didn't originate from none of them.
That's why they say, oh, that's when Edom was destroyed. No. That's when the man them that was still living in Edom. But the Edomites still existed because they'd migrated outside of the land of Edom hundreds of years previous to that. It's just like if you were to destroy India, man, there's Indians in fucking Bradford, blood. You know what I'm saying? There's a bag of them all over in Kenya. That doesn't mean you destroyed the whole people. People spread out, man. They colonize different areas, man. And then they take on a different name to themselves than from the original lot. Yeah, that's how that
Or
goes.
Esau like changed his own name.
But Esau's the biggest example of that.
He's the one who does it.
The most. Them man are in Australia, now they're Australians. Them man are in New Zealand, now they're New Zealand. They don't call themselves English or they call themselves New Zealand now.
He's always trying to cover his tracks, man. But he can't cover it up from the name of the Lord, man. The spiritual with the spiritual eyes. You know. So you're back in 2 Ezra chapter 6. And it said, verse 9 again, says, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
Right, then Jacob is going to rule the kingdom to come. Not a conglomerate of nations, but Jacob is going to rule the kingdom to come on their own. And again, that proves that it's all about the nation of Israel. Okay, go on.
About the book of Genesis 25 and 26. And after that came his brothers out, and his aunt took hold on Esau's ears, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a praying man, dwelling in tents.
So even growing up, they chose different paths, man. And Esau was a cunning hunter, and he's still a cunning hunter to this day. Esau know how to hunt, man. Esau know how to hunt men too. Yeah. Go on.
Up man's soul.
And Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venison, but Rebekah loved Jacob.
Yeah, Rebecca loved Jacob, man. And so the so-called black woman set Esau up, man. Yeah, man, she didn't like that little bastard, man. Because, you know, ain't nobody like an ugly baby either, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be real, man. Nobody like the ugly baby, man, nursing these little badass Edomites. But Isaac liked Esau because, yeah, he getting that good food, man.
And Jacob sowed pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint. And Esau said to Jacob, "Feed me, I pray thee, with that same lead pottage, for I am faint." Therefore was his name called Edom.
Hey, Volker, how'd you like your steak?
Yeah, so man wanted that food. He wanted that red pottage, man. He wanted it now, which is fair enough. He was hungry. He was hungered, right? And then you gotta remember that he did this as a light thing, because listen, I guarantee you that wasn't the only source of food, bro. And it weren't like there was like a famine.
He said he had the point to die. I doubt it.
Yeah, man, he's fucking
You know what I'm
capping,
saying?
blood. He fucking.
How long was he hunting and get nothing?
Don't forget, they weren't just living like two people in the tent, like they were part of a whole thing. Like he could have got food. Yeah, he just like went to Jacob's tent and he was hungry and he just wanted that right there, like to sustain his soul.
Quick, smell it.
He wasn't gonna die, man.
He wanted it.
I want it.
Yeah.
I want you.
I want you.
Hey, he wanted it, man. He didn't give a. He despised his birthright. He was like, "Fuck it, man. You know, you can have it. I just want to eat, man." Go on.
And Jacob said, "Sell me this day thy birthright." And Esau said, "Behold, I am what."
Jake boy joking. You know what I'm saying? Jake boy joking. Like, what?
Well, it was binding. So
Yeah,
ain't no
yeah,
blood
yeah.
clot joke over here.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
did it.
He's like, what? For real? Alright, cool.
And Esau said, "Behold, I am at the point to die. I am at the point to die, and what profit shall this birthright do to me?"
Yeah, man.
And Jacob said, "Swear to me this day." And he swore unto him, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob.
So after Esau was loose with his lips, man, Jacob was like, okay, swear it unto me then, didn't it?
Yeah, it was binding as well.
Yeah.
But the Most High sealed it too.
Mhm.
So he sold his birthright onto Jacob, man.
And it's up in the spirit to be that way.
Yeah. And then we could go on and read about when man lost his blessing. But what we want to talk about is this looks thing. So if we go to, I think it's Genesis, I'm trying to think, it's 28, 29. You know when he went and took the wives.
Canaan.
Yeah, man. So Esau is this leper, right? And like I said before, right? How is it you got millions of these Edomites walking around in the world when they would have started with one, right? They would have started with one. So how did they
Actually, more.
prolife into millions if the only people you're gonna procreate around you would have been all people of color? Well, it's easy. The Most High put a curse. The Most High made it where even though he laid down with women of color, his children came out bearing that same mark, to the point where they built up a decent population of devils. Now today they might lay down with a Jake woman or whatever and then they can hide, but there's still so many of them now.
Yeah, I got that.
You got that? Yeah, let's get that.
This is Genesis 28 verse 6. So when Esau saw that Isaac had blessed Jacob and sent him away to Padanaram to take him a wife from thence, and that as he blessed him, he gave him a charge saying, "Thou shalt not take a wife of the daughters of Canaan." And that Jacob obeyed his father and his mother and was gone to Padanaram.
As you would do, man. You would respect the wishes of your parents, man. Now in Esau society, what does he promote? Oh, you gotta do your own thing and don't listen to your parents, live your own life.
Be willful.
That's what they promote
Disobedient to
in
parents,
this
yeah.
society, man, being disobedient to parents. But
Yep.
part of the culture is like
Obey your parents.
there was a lot of power that your parents had over you, man. Even down to who, even as a man, even down to who you would marry. Because he's being told, listen, man, don't be getting women from there, you're getting women from here. Do you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of power that your parents had over you and authority, man. But Esau done away with all that, man. So now your parents, especially your grandparents, are obsolete. Listen, your grandparents in this society are there to babysit or cook food that you like. They're not there to tell you anything or give you any instruction. Whereas in the ancient world, your grandfather had fucking power, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? They have power.
Heads of the house.
They were the heads of the household, man. Do you know what I'm saying? Now, as a granddad, ain't nobody trying to listen to you, man. What you got to say, man?
When you see grandparents for money and
Yeah, man.
whatever, really, you know.
Oh, grandpa.
Sweetie.
Yeah. Oh, grandpa. Now, back in the ancient world, is not even, if you say the ancient world, even to today, in a lot of cultures, it's completely different. You gotta have respect onto your parents, man. But Esau society, you don't, man. Your parents are a joke.
Yep.
You could choose to listen, you could choose not to listen, and they have to just ride with whatever you're doing. And if they don't, then they're the problem.
You know, and
Man.
you see it in so many of these movies now.
Yeah, you're not allowed
You know?
to disapprove. I remember I was watching one program, and they had a so-called black woman, and this dude called himself choosing a transsexual to be his wife, right? And obviously the way they've written it, they've painted the mother to be the villain.
Yeah.
So he's bringing this fucking imagine this, blood. Your son's bringing a man,
She's like, what about grandchildren?
and she's like, what are you doing? No, I don't approve. And then man cursed out his mom like, nah, you don't get to do that. You're supposed to be happy for me. And basically they made the mom into the villain on the program. And you see, look at that. So basically what they're saying is that what Esau promotes is, it doesn't matter what your child chooses to do, you have to support them. That's not, well, they didn't do that. They weren't supporting that. They said, listen, you're meant to, this is what I told you to do.
Various, isn't it? Push the various.
Rebelliousness, that's what they push in this society. They encourage, and even if you watch a lot of these programs that's designed at teenagers, they promote rebelliousness. They promote that just don't listen to him.
These Disney sitcoms and
all
that sort of stuff,
so
man.
bullshit, man. So
That's stupid.
or
like, you know,
stupid,
yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever he said isn't worth listening to. This is your fucking world, Esau. You're fucking scum, man. And then you turn around, GMS is the words, oh, Great Millstone. Oh, they're horrible. They're the... Oh, look at the bullshit that you're promoting in the earth, man.
Corruption, man.
Corruption, man. Nah, like... Nowadays, if your parents have any say on your relationship, people will say you're wrong for that. You can't say that you can't do. You can't tell them not to get with this type of person. They would say Jacob and Esau are evil. How can you tell Esau that he got to take women from here and not women from here? In today's society, Esau Edom will paint these people as being evil, man.
That's what they still do in Africa. Some people like you. The parent can choose the wife. From the family that they know.
Yeah, but that would be evil in Western society.
Well, that's what Jacob was told too.
Jacob went over there to get a wife over there, yeah.
You know?
Oh, you're controlling. Oh, that's why, man. Anyway, we gotta get out of here, man, because this hypocrite is running the world and calling himself a Christian, man, and he's ruining everything. Because the customs which is in the scriptures, low key, they want to get rid of them. They're making up their own culture.
Well, we read it earlier. He wouldn't obey instruction.
Yeah, see,
They don't.
Evidently.
Yeah. You know? So back in Genesis 28 and verse 8, right? So we covered Jacob. Jacob was sent away. It was told to deal with the Canaanites. Cool, right?
Well, you know that proves he's a fucking heathen anyway. But anyway.
And Esau, seeing that the daughters of Canaan pleased not Isaac his father, so he like being a bastard about it. Like, he's like, no, fuck that.
Yeah, he knew that
Yeah, you know what he's doing. He's like, oh, fuck you, because you gave the best.
But that's what they do. And even these Edomite women, they do that now.
Yeah,
Half of the time, these Edomite women are getting with you, Jakes. Yeah, it's not because they love you. It's because they're rebellious. It's an issue to do with their parents. They know that it's gonna upset them. And then once they get rid of you, because eventually they do, like it's not happily ever after. Right, then they be racist to their kids, man, because they're really racist. It's they were young and they were on that rebellious mode. So I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go get the biggest black guy I can find and bend over and get breezed through and produce a black child just to fuck you, dad, fuck you, mom. Then when they get older, they're like, oh, I got these nigger babies now. It's true, and there's a whole bunch of so-called mixed race, which they're not, children on social media telling about, yeah, my mom's a racist.
My dad told me a story recently about that, actually. Someone he knows, like a woman that he knows, her kids, she was a black man, so-called black man, and they hate the fact that the, you know, because their grandparents obviously is talking about their dad and all that kind of, so they hate.
They're fucking racist,
man.
So you gotta be careful with these Edomite women, man, because they don't really like you. They're using you as a fucking tool against their parents, man. Just like Esau did, man. Fucking asshole, man.
Yep.
Hey,
Verse 9 says, Then went Esau unto Ishmael, and took unto the wives which he had Mahalath, the daughter of Ishmael, Abraham's son, the sister of Nabajoth, to be his wife. And Jacob went out from Beersheba and went toward Haran. That's what it says here.
Yeah, there should be more.
Speaks about Jacob now.
It should be. Oh, yeah. Maybe he goes into it because he gets more wives.
Yeah, I know.
Because he still goes on after and gets it, man.
Yeah.
Where is it? Is it 29? It ain't gonna be far off. Hold on. I don't. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Cause then Rebecca started crying, man.
She's gonna cry. You know what I mean?
Oh no, it's not that bit. Where is it? Is it Genesis? I'll find it. I'm sure it says it grieved. Oh, I'm not gonna find it like that. Find it, man. There we go. But is this the bit where it? I'm sure it's before then. Get that bit, and then I'll find it because I know. Where is it, man?
Okay, yeah. So yeah, this is from when we Genesis 36. I'll just read the top bit, right? It says, now these are the generations of Esau, who is Edom. Edom means red, right? We read this part as well. Esau took his wives of the daughters of Canaan, right? It says Ada, the daughter of Elon, the Hittite, Alobama, the daughter of Anna, the daughter of Zibeon, the Hivite. I'm gonna jump down. There's more. I'm gonna jump down to verse 6. And Esau took his wives and his sons and his daughters and all the persons of his house and his cattle and all his beasts and all his substance which he had got in the land of Canaan, and went into the country from the face of his brother Jacob.
Oh right, yeah. Genesis 26:35.
26:35.
Yeah, that's the one. It's the Hittites. We stay with the same fucking people. Yeah, that's the fun. Man knew he weren't meant to do that, and he still did it. Is it alright? 26?
Yeah, I'm just seeing where to get from. Sorry. Yeah, so Genesis 26 verse 34. And Esau was 40 years old when he took to wife Judith, the daughter of Beri the Hittite, and Bashemath, the daughter of Elon the Hittite, which were a grief of mind unto Isaac and to Rebekah.
That's right, man. They didn't want it, but he did it. So he had what? Ishmaelite wives and Hittite, Canaanite wives, and these are all people of color. But guess what? That curse, man, that curse of Canaan stuck to him, man.
Because they needed to be multiplied.
Because they needed to be multiplied so that mark would be upon them, like as it is to this day. Where you could say, okay, those are that group of people because they have predominantly that mark, which is of Cain, which is that leprosy. All right, and it's still on them here at the end. You see it there?
Go on. On the Genesis 25 on the 29. I mean, sorry. Is that? Finish it.
Yeah, that was it on that. Get trying to think. Genesis 4. Is it 4? The mark of Cain? No, after that. No, it's not 6. So, yeah,
It's 4.
yeah, 4.
Yeah, 15.
Yeah.
4 and 15. Yeah. So the Esau basically he had the mark of Cain, man, which is that leprosy. Yeah, that's the mark, man.
What's up with 11?
Yeah, it can be.
Genesis 4 and 11. And now art thou cast from the earth, which has opened our mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand.
Right. Well, now he said he cursed from the earth. Isn't that the same curse that Esau's under? Because Esau's going to be cursed from the earth. Why? Obadiah 1 and 18 proves that. Esau himself is going to be cursed from the earth. He's going to have no inheritance in the earth. All the other nations are going to have an inheritance, except Esau. So that proves that Esau still bears the curse of Cain. Yeah? I believe it also tells you that even in the New Testament about Cain waiting for the judgment.
But I got this from Isaiah 34.
Yeah, the people of my curse.
Yeah,
Speaking about
yeah.
that, yeah.
Read that? Yeah.
Yeah, you can do, yeah.
So Isaiah 34 verse 5 says, for my soul shall be bathed in heaven. It's going into Idumea when you read into it, right? Which is Esau, right? For my soul shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment. The sword of the Lord is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, and the fat of the kidneys of rams. For the Lord have a sacrifice in Bozrah, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea.
There you go.
That's the point.
That was the point on that.
Genesis 4 and the 12. When thou tillest the ground, Genesis 4 and 12. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee as strength.
And that's why Esau ain't pumping the earth full of chemicals, man. To get his produce. You don't give the land, you know, the Sabbath rest. You know? So he's just pumping it full of chemicals so to get his fucked up foods that we eat, man. You know, so it's not, the earth is not yielding its strength to him. You know, and you know, henceforth, you know, we're all eating shit food because of that. You know, so we're not getting the full nutrition that we should be getting. Yep, or not?
A fugitive and a vagabond.
Sorry, it's like, what's Esau thing?
This is the future.
You don't sit still. He ain't in the land of Esau, in the land of Edom. You know? He always on the move. He always going to some place, taking something over and pretending to be somebody else.
And he ain't paid for it.
He's trying to hide.
He's a fugitive because he's guilty and he's not paid. That's what makes him a vagabond and a fugitive. Like there's a judgment that he's got coming to him.
He's running away from his true identity as well.
It says a fugitive is a person who has escaped from captivity or is hiding. Yeah, fugitives from justice. Yeah, that's Esau. He's a fugitive from justice.
This is Habakkuk chapter 2 quickly, right? Verse 5 says, yea, also because he transgresses by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desires and is as deaf, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people. He's gone around the whole earth taking everybody's shit.
Wandering, moving from place to place without a fixed home.
Don't keep him at home. Right? That's the curse. That's Cain. That's Cain in the reincarnation as Esau.
Irresponsible,
Oh,
disreputable life.
Dishonor.
Disreputable. Because anywhere this guy goes, he's done foolishness that no one rates him. And now they're talking about everyone's racist to us. That's the biggest complaint now. Because listen,
You're the biggest
this is
blight.
what we do know. Yeah? We can look at every group of people on the planet, yeah? And yeah, man have done foolishness. We know. Like every group of people has done something to someone that they got a bone to pick in it. But this is what we do know. This is the truth.
We've got one thing in
There's
common.
one thing now all people have in common. That when men get into the room, that they'll gang up on, and that's you, Esau. And it's a fact. Listen, this happens at work. You could be, tell me I'm lying. You could be in a workplace, yeah? And let there be no Edomites turn up to work that day. And you got Elam there, Moab there, Jake there, Ham there. Could be anyone there. And man start talking about the world. Do you know who becomes, because man can't get on each other because then it's gonna be a beef, innit? Man have to find a common ground, innit? The common ground is you. I'm telling you the truth. You know how many times I've sat in the mess room, man's like, yeah man, them freaking white people, man, they just come and they just come and they take your shit, man. The Elamites like, yes, they bloody hell, they come and they take, you know, they start going in. Everyone's going in. Yeah, the IMF, everyone's going in, yeah? Then like John will come in, like, and then all of a sudden, man, talking about football.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm not lying. This mother, listen, it's the truth. Even if Elam don't like Jake, you can talk with Elam and he will be like, yeah, them crackers, man. Because you have systematically gone through the entire earth and violated every group of people that exists.
Yeah.
It could be man somewhere in the deep realms of a jungle where no man belongs. You have gone there and violated those people. Even the Jake that's living in the Amazon are so violated by other human beings because of you that they will kill another human being on sight.
Got PTSD.
They've got the unlimited PTSD because of you. Them man have become deadly to other human beings because they're taught that other human beings are demons because of you. You have violated. That's why it says, man. It says what it says. Who was reading Habakkuk?
I was reading Habakkuk. Yeah,
That's why it says what itself. You're the one that has gone from what most people do, local beef. Like man, most man that's got a beef, it's a local thing. Like them man over there. You have got international global beef. There isn't a continent on the planet that you have not traveled to and violated. Yep. Think of it. You guys went from America, right? And you got everything that's going on in America. You said, nah, plan, we're gonna go on a boat, yeah, to the middle of the Pacific Ocean and find this tiny island that I can't point to on a motherfucking map, yeah, and violate them man there. What?
Take that shit.
You think Ham would have did? Listen, Elam, no one.
The thief come not to, but to steal and to kill. This is what he's done for his whole life.
You went down into the tip of Africa. Elam ain't going down there, brother. Elam ain't gone there. Even Moab. You think Moab would have found his way down into the tip of Africa, black man's gone down to the bottom of Africa. He's gone through the whole jungle, deep into the Congo, just violating everyone. Bare tribes, bare languages. They all speak the same thing when it comes to you devils. You haven't run into a single group of people that can say, yeah, he done right by us and we're better off for him. No, you violated, man. So now the internet is anti so-called white people.
And this is why when the book of Obadiah opens up, it says you're despised among the heathen.
Despised, man. People despise you. And the more of your culture and the more is known, the worse it gets.
The shame, that shame.
The more people learning about the IMF, the World Bank, and they realize thinking this man is the fucking devil.
Scam after scam.
Beginning with America, and this is the truth. And now you want to bar racism. Oh, everyone's saying that the straight white, first of all, ain't none of you straight. Yeah. So let's stop the cat. Yeah. None of you straight, because as soon as you start drinking blood, asses are getting slapped, balls are getting cupped. You doing the most freakiest shit. I ain't gay. You got nigga, another dude
drinking beer out of
another
man's bum
dude's dick.
cracks,
Yeah,
yeah.
man. Drinking
Fuck,
beer out of
man.
man's bum crack,
Oh,
sucking
God.
dick. Oh, I ain't gay. It was a joke. I sucked your dick. You're like, brother, what are you doing sucking a man's? There was one. Was it the Australian football team that he sucked the next man's dick? It was like a dare. Like he
yeah,
lost a
something like
bet,
that.
yeah, and he
Yeah,
sucked
yeah,
the
that was-
man's
that was
dick, and his wife like found the video, and then she just left his ass, man.
Yeah, good for
It's
him.
like, bro, you don't suck. That's not the kind of bets you make. A straight man does not make a bet like, yeah, I'll like no, blood. Like it ain't gonna involve.
And that's not
sucking
something you
dick.
allow happen either.
Yeah, even if you lost the bet, you're gonna have to lose honor on that one. Listen, blood, I ain't keeping my word on that, blood. Fuck you,
The
man.
person's not even meant to want to receive that, bro. You know what I'm saying? But hey, he's so
Bro,
freaky.
it's
so
known
fucking
that
freaky, man.
don't go a sleepover with Edomites.
It's dangerous.
Because what's gonna happen is one of them Edomites is gonna put the dick in your mouth and take a picture, like, and it's gonna be a joke. to them.
Just know you're among enemies.
Am I lying? Bro,
You're among enemies, man.
they just do the most freakiest shit. So the
There's a
idea.
video- there's a video sent them in the chat too. The
Oh.
guy on TikTok, I don't know. It's never me. Take them in some mucus from the.
Oh yeah. Oh man, that was disgusting. Yeah, so, look, we've seen it, man. Or they come back from rugby.
I mean, I heard.
No, but we heard it, but you know what I'm talking about. Like I'm talking about like like Esau. When I was in uni, these Edomites would come back from rugby, and we'll just be like, I'll be chilling, cause I used to chill with Elam and that, man. We just chilling in the bar, buying pints, drinking pints. Then you see them all at the bar with their like drinks they've already drank, and you see them pouring it. I'm like, what the fuck are these devils doing? And they're pouring the dregs of all their drinks into the fucking nut cup.
And drink. Yeah.
And then one of them has to drink it. First of all, that's bare man saliva that you're putting in your mouth, blood.
Yeah, bullshit.
And then it's bull sweat. And you're like,
blood.
why? Like,
Yeah,
why?
yeah,
Like, when I come to the pool,
strange rituals.
strange rituals, man. They all do, like, as soon as they've been drinking, man, they all do some
Weird shit.
weird
And that's why
man.
that shit like the whole Bohemian Grove, that's all private.
Bohemian Grove and
Where
all
did
that.
you see that, bro?
So this idea of the straight white male, I would have to put that into some kind of question,
That's a
man.
fabrication.
I don't know about that,
Right.
but they crying about that. All you do is go on social media and you hear them crying and complaining about racism, and it's okay to be racist against them, and no one's sticking up for them. Well, you know what, man? Cry me a river. Yeah, Justin Timberlake on that one, mate. Because you deserve it, man. And it's only gonna get worse. All right, go on. You got something? It's racist. You can say what you want against white people, and there ain't no protest. Fuck off, man. No one gives a fuck. You scum. You the scum of the earth, man. It's true. One guy went with a camera and he was asking people, is it okay to be a white man? And like everyone was like, no. And he was shocked. He was like, this is racist. Like, if I said this about black people, yeah, well, you know what, man? We haven't fucked everyone over on the planet, man. Like, you have. So you gotta eat it now. The straight white male. Go on, let's go, man. Fuck Esau, man. It's gonna get worse for you, man.
Yeah. It goes on to say, when thou, and Cain,
Man, fuck with the aliens, blood. What do you mean? E.T. and that, blood. Tried to stop E.T. from going home. You're fucking assholes, man.
Man, leave in peace, bro.
You better not be no fucking aliens. Because they'll be fucking on your shit too.
But this is what I was gonna say earlier, man. Because Esau go around the whole world fucking with everybody, man. Like if there's life on another planet, bro, it's trouble for them.
Man.
You know?
And then
No
they'll
one knows
blame
exactly
it on
what
humans.
Yeah.
Then they'll blame it on humans, innit? Oh, fuck. It's like, nah, blood. It ain't us, blood. It's
You.
this guy. This guy here, blood. He's an asshole.
Beef all the damn time, man.
Dissecting,
They're adversarial.
dissecting, man.
Shit it. I just wanted to see. I just wanted to know.
Anyway, go,
man.
man. Fuck Esau, man. Esau's an asshole,
You bring
man.
the shit upon yourself, man. You know this judgment's gonna come on your way, bro.
Esau went to the Aborigines in Australia and he counted them as fauna and flora, and it was okay to hunt them like animals. And then now he just puts them in jail, oppressing them where they are. Like, Esau got problems, man. Yeah, go on now.
this is the book of Deuteronomy 32 and 31. For their luck is not like our luck, even our enemies themselves being judges. For their vine is of the vine of Sodom and of the field of Gomorrah, Their grapes are grapes of gall. Their crusts are bitter.
That's Esau, man. Esau a faggy, man, and their women are freaky too, man. They do some weird shit, man. With animals,
Dogs and shit, yeah. Horses.
they're just freaky, man. They out there, man. You can expect, and then they'll do it together, man. They'll get together, husband and wife, and do some next freaky shit, man. It's all them. They're just into this. They're just weird pegging.
You got,
A lot of these men are getting banged by their wife. They like their woman sticking thumbs up there. Listen, I've heard it all. If you get around these devils, they'll start talking madness, man. I'm telling you, they'll start talking especially when they get comfortable. And you're like, yeah, blood, I don't know about that, fam. Yeah, they be into it, blood. Not half of these, man, they're waiting for the day that their woman sticks one in them, man. Yeah, they love it, man, and they want to wear high heels and they want to wear dresses, and they're on that, man. Naturally, they're just on that wayward life, man.
Beastie boys, bro.
Yeah, they're into it, man. Nasty. Don't go nowhere with these Edomites, man. I'm telling you, you might have to kill them, like by the end of it, man, because they might do something that violates your manhood. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the guy, the president of Zimbabwe, Mugabe, if you know him.
Mugabe.
Mugabe, he say like, I mean, never trust the Edomite. That if you trust the Edomite which is dead. That's, I mean, the one you can trust.
Yeah, it's true, man. Freaky ass dudes, man.
Acting like dogs.
It's disgusting dudes, man.
Behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from thy face shall I be hid.
Right, from thy face that shall thou be hid. That's why Esau couldn't get no repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears. What does he mean, from my face shall thou be hid? Meaning the Lord isn't dealing with Esau whatsoever.
Is that the same thing that occurred with Cain?
Yeah, that's what it's what I mean. Cain here.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, but that applies to Esau. The Lord is not dealing with. So when you see these Edomites grandstanding, like they're like fucking what's his name, Swaggart, Jimmy Swaggart, man. I'm dreaming it. Man's got 1 million Christmas albums and all that stuff, and everyone thinks he's a spiritual man. Oh, the spirit of the Lord is in here tonight. And start doing all this bullshit, yeah? The Lord ain't dealing with these devils, man. The only spiritual connection these men have is with Satan. And go ask Alistair Crowley. The Satan was really dealing with these guys, man. That's the only spirituality you can believe if they're dealing with Satan, some Druidism, then yeah, man, the Ouija boards, yeah, that's what it is. But when it comes to the scriptures, man, the Lord ain't dealing with them at all. He ain't trying to hear what they got to say. So don't look at these people as the Lord's giving them spiritual understandings. The Lord ain't dealing with them. Because just like Cain, from the face of the Lord he shall be hid. The Lord ain't trying to deal with them. Let his prayer become sin, man.
And I shall be fugitive, and I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth, and it shall come to pass that everyone that findeth me shall slay me.
Which they should. Esau is a fugitive, and he's violated everyone in the earth, and he ain't paid for it. He's violated everyone in the earth, and he's rubbing it in everyone's faces. 1% of the world's population has 99% of the world's wealth. That's why the scripture says he enlargeth that which is not his. He's a thief. He's a thief, man. That's why the world is completely unbalanced. Completely unbalanced, man. And these dudes have got more than heart could wish. And they're still rigging, even though they got all the material wealth, they're still rigging a system where they can even get more wealth by putting people into debt that don't even exist.
So you could own nothing.
So you could own nothing and be happy about it, yeah? This really, the whole world should just really just murk this dude off, man.
Yeah.
That's the position, but he wants the whole world to worship him at the same time and say, oh yeah, he's the great man. Thank you.
Yeah. That's why when these people do get their hands on you, they are gonna put you down, man.
Well,
they're gonna be working you hard in captivity, man.
Just know, no man is gonna be looking to save you, man, because they're gonna see that you're the devil. You led the earth towards great destruction, man.
Yep.
You led the earth, you tried to destroy, you tried to emasculate every man on the planet, man, by getting man to chop off his penis, man, when he's like 11. He's fucked up, man. You scum. You lied. You lied about that's another thing they're gonna find out. That you lied about everything. Lied about moon landings and you just lied, man. And had everyone dancing to that tune. Go forth to deceive the earth, man.
That's right.
And the Lord said unto him, therefore, whosoever slays Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And the Lord set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him should kill him.
Yeah, that mark was leprosy, man. And it's like that with Esau now. If you really go and violate Esau go. Let's case in point. Let's look at Afghanistan and Iraq. Well, Iraqis didn't even do anything. They got violated. Afghanistan, bro, them man have murked them guys off. They've been killing these dudes. They killed them man for over a decade. Non-stop.
In the war in their country.
They did the same thing with the Native American Indians, man. You try to do it, if you try and touch Esau gonna get you back, man. And it's gonna be worse than what you did to him.
Mm-hmm.
So Esau, man, he's Cain, man.
That's why when these false flags are set up, man, when they come out on the TV, man, they're talking about vengeance, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They're talking about fury.
They hate our freedom.
Yeah.
They hate our democracy.
Yeah. And they're talking about getting revenge and killing man off and all kinds of
And
things.
they come with force, and then they put it on the TV.
You know
Shock
they
and
mean
awe.
it.
Well, they showed you on the TV.
Yeah,
We got footage from Baghdad. It looked like a firework
Shock
display.
and awe
Like,
and-
boom,
Yeah, yeah.
boom. Yeah?
They was fine.
I didn't see Vocab and them man complaining. Oh, well, love thy neighbor and all them business there. Scum.
Man, now, and after that, man, I hitting at weddings, all kinds of things, bro. Everyone felt the brunt of that,
Hey, when Julian Assange released that video when they were blowing up the children in the bus and that, man. These dudes are ruthless, man.
So
Yeah,
he
man.
bears that. He got protection right now because he's in power. He ain't meant to be taking that power right now, so he got that. You can call that a blessing.
Or they get Isaiah 40.
Because he got blessed with a sword, right? So you can call that a blessing. Right now, he's able to get back at people. Even though it's not you get back his bollocks, but he's able to get at people.
Yeah, Esau. That's why they don't really want to fuck with Esau, man. And everyone kind of knows that Esau gonna come and fuck your shit up, man. If you kill a policeman, they gonna come back. They gonna get you. They gonna get you, man. Simple as that. That's why the cartel they didn't want to fuck with them American tourists and shit. Hey, man, because they know Esau will come and get his get back, man, and it's gonna be massive. Start from verse 2. We'll start from verse 1. Might as well, man, because might throw that in.
It's the book of Isaiah 14:1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel.
Right, the Lord already declared that he was going to have mercy on Jacob, yeah? And choose Israel. Go on.
And set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them.
Yeah, the guards, man. That's talking about the Israelite foreigners. They're going to be joined. Go on.
And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
Go on.
And the people shall take them and bring them to their press. And
It's talking about the other nations going to take them. Yeah.
And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids.
Yeah,
and
in the land of the Lord. In the land of Israel, we're going to possess them and take them captives. Go on.
Possess them is like ownership, because we're going to be ruling over them. It's going to be our property to do what we want to do with,
And they shall take them captives, whom captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors.
We're going to rule over our oppressors. Okay? Simple.
And it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve.
Right, we ain't gonna fear Esau no more and his guns and his bombs and his institutions, because they're gonna be destroyed. Our institution is gonna be the institution to fear. Our government will be the government to fear. We're gonna be the one handing out the fear. We ain't gonna be receiving the fear. Yeah, everyone's gonna be scared of us, man. Have to show respect.
Jeremiah was commanded to hand that cup over to them, man, to drink, right? And you're gonna drink. That's
Yeah,
scripture
oh,
saying.
these Edomites are going to be living on a complete, constant fear. Constant fear. Listen, they're going to be having, they're going to need a shrink because they're going to need some of these drugs. They better save up a couple of these drugs they got on this side because the level of anxiety that these men are going to be living under, blood, it's not good for the blood pressure, man. Because they're going to, you know what I mean? They don't know when.
They're spooked.
Yeah, their life ain't worth nothing to us, so it could get mucky at any time for any violation.
Yeah, just like ours was it, man.
Yeah.
Let's say you reap what you sow, man.
Oh, they're going to reap it, man. Fear,
You
man.
can complain about it now, but you know, because we're saying it, well, you know, just wait till it happens, man.
That thou shalt take up
Hey, you
this.
see how what was it Rebecca? Was it Rebecca? No. You see how was it Sarah in it? You see how Sarah was dealing with what's her name, Hagar, right? So you Edomite women, hey, all this white, listen, them black women hate you, man. You be taking all the men. I'm joking, man. Hey, you about to catch hell, man. And I don't think I'm gonna stick up for you.
They said these heathens that go into slavery, man, they ain't gonna be fucking like you, either, man.
Gonna
They
be
spitting on you.
suffering under the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American woman because they're gonna love just telling you what to do, violating you, sending you out to get lashes, man, when you violate. So you better do shit properly in the house.
Yeah, he looked at me. Oh, hey. That's it, it's enough, bro.
They're gonna be sorting your business out too. Don't think you're gonna be getting nice.
I was gonna get put out.
Yeah, man, they send you out to get lashes, man. Don't look at me. Anyway, go ahead.
Alright,
Just applied another grape in my mouth. Yeah, that's your beef. Anyway. Oh man.
Isaiah 14 and
Vindictive ass black woman, man. Fuck this shit up. Anyway, good.
Isaiah 14 and 4. That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how are the oppressor seized, the golden seed seized.
Right, because the beginning of Esau's strength is with Babylon, is with America. And it says, how have the golden sea ceased? How have the oppressor ceased? How are they going to be brought down from their oppressive regime, which begins with America? That's the tip of the spear. Go on.
The Lord has broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers.
Right, the staff of the wicked and the scepter. What comes forth with what comes with that scepter? Authority. When you're in rulership, you can say things and make them happen. So you got these elites, beginning with the elites that are in America and these Edomite elites. They have that scepter right now. They can make a phone call and shit happen. Not asking for it to happen. They don't please, no. This is what needs to be done. This is what's on the agenda. This, that, get it done. I don't want to hear nothing. Call me back when it's done. That's our ruler. That's what a scepter represents. A king doesn't need to ask. A ruler doesn't ask or beg. A ruler just says, like Kublai Khan. Go watch Marco Polo. A Kublai Khan would tell you how it's done. Oh what, man? Okay, take him outside, stuff his mouth with pig shit.
That's royal decree right now.
That's right. You see man just dragging him up. Like wait. Yeah, because it's not a joke thing. Like one man speak. That's how a ruler operate. When he was among his men, he'd sit there and he'd be like, okay, I hear. Okay, this is what's gonna get done. You're gonna go do this, that, and the other. Go, and it happens. We don't live like that because even in your own house world, you gotta be begging. Like you gotta beg your kids to do shit. Oh, please. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what that rulership like. We're gonna have that rulership in the kingdom where when we say something, it gets done. Build that. Do this. Don't do that. Yeah? So the king of Babylon, that golden city, that oppressor, is talking about Esau and his power structure. The elites. Go on.
He who smote the people in wrath with a continuous stroke.
Right, constant war, constant violations. What they call it, the military-industrial complex. Go on.
He that ruled the nations in hunger is persecuted and none hindereth.
See? He's persecuted and none hindereth. Meaning when the tables are turned, and we start putting the punishments on these elites and these Edomites, there's not going to be anyone that's going to be like, you know what, man, you know, it's too much. No, none is going to hinder.
Again, the same way when you put us in the cargo station, none of these nations came to come to our aid.
Exactly.
You know, they allowed it to happen, man. They didn't say shit. Ain't no one gonna say shit when your ass goes down, man.
Yeah, who are you? You're gonna go down by yourself. Why? Because you're a bastard, man.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't done right by anybody. That anyone is gonna stick their neck out for you, even though they're gonna be in captivity too. They ain't gonna be looking at you like at least you're here.
There's hope here.
Yeah, at least one good thing came out of it. This motherfucker
bad.
gone down.
Yeah, they be spitting on you, man. They're gonna be treating you bad, man.
They're gonna be stealing the, you know,
Yeah, you're stealing your rations.
stealing your rations, snitching on you,
beating you up.
just snitching on you all the way, man, grassing you up.
Chucking rocks at your head.
Oops. Yeah, drop a brick on them. Then you have to punish them. You can't be killing my Edomites, huh?
Go on to say, the whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Yeah, the field trees rejoice at thee, and the cedar of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no fairer is come up against us.
Right, because Esau, I mean, listen, we're going to consume in the kingdom, but there's nothing more consumptive than war. When you're in a constant state of war, that's probably the most unproductive use of resources. And that's why the if you watch Lord of the Rings is actually about war. When it was written, it was about World War II. The whole, it's like an allegory. I don't know the proper word, but it's an allegory for war. The orcs represent the warmongers, and that's why they show you, like in the thing. As soon as the orcs, when the orcs came in, they industrialized war, and they just chopped down the men come in the forest. The forest is all gone. And but what was it for? It was to foment war, which causes more destruction. Right, so that's what it was really about, the negative side of warfare, because the whole thing is a giant fucking war, isn't it? Yeah. So Esau, and the way he operates in the planet, man, the constant warfare, consumerism, destroying the planet. Trees are getting cut down when they don't need to get cut down. For what?
Even in the Lord of the Rings, you have the treants in it. You know, the
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
trees in it, right? Because they were getting chopped down. My brother was getting chopped down and shit. But like I said, the trees and that, the life, the animals, they're gonna be happy once you've gone down, man. Because they ain't at risk of being cut down for some stupidness, man.
Esau's an asshole, man.
Be a fucking, made in the paper.
Like, look what he did
tons of paper, like,
in Vietnam, man. The napalming, all that, man.
yeah, just burnt
Napalm down. It's just Esau's an asshole, man.
Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stirs up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth.
All these nations that Esau's put down are gonna come back and play a role in his downfall. All these nations that at one time Esau had them in a nice position below him are gonna come back to bite him. Elam and all them guys.
Well, it has raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Thy pomp is brought down to the grave.
And that's Esau. They've had that pride, they've had that pump, thinking like, they're untouchable, thinking like they can't be brought down. That pride. But they are gonna be brought down. They're gonna be great, they're gonna be brought down greatly. Because it is a short space of time, their kingdom that they took all this time to build up is gonna crumble into literally nothing. There's gonna be nothing left. There's not gonna be no ardor left to the kingdom. What they call it? Continuity of government. Ain't gonna be no continuity in government, because they're gonna be taken down and put into slavery. So what are they gonna have left? There's not gonna be no bastion or no last remnant of Edomite somewhere that's gonna be keeping the Edomite thing going. It's gone. and rightfully so. Well,
And the noise of thy viols, the worm
the noise of that voice, the celebrations. Yeah, because when one thing we do know is when you're winning, you pump a lot of money into celebrations, into festivities, orchestras. That's what we do know, right? When you're people you're getting conquered and you're catching hell, yeah, you don't have no massive orchestras and all these parades. You don't have all that, right? There's a reason why Esau had all that, because they were winning. When you're winning and you're getting all the good things, then you feel like you want to party. You feel like you want to have all the instruments and the viols and an excuse to party and sing up the songs and celebrate. That is all going to be done away with. All that's going to be gone. All that mirth.
And the noise of thy viols, the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer?
Right, Lucifer. Right? Because Esau calls himself what? The Illuminati, the enlightened ones. They feel like they got it going on. But if you got all that enlightenment, then how are you going to fall from heaven? How are you going to be brought down? Because you're going to find out that maybe you didn't have enough light. Maybe you didn't have it like how you thought you had it.
Son of the morning, how art thou cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nations?
Right, they weakened and destroyed the nations, and they had things going on. Now and then they're gonna end up still being brought down. Still gonna be thrust to the ground. Cut down to nothing. No institutions no more. No NGOs. No monetary systems. No IMF, no World Bank. No TV, Edomites on TV always chatting. The other day I turned on the TV and they had an interview with Stormy Daniels. I was thinking, you know that, yeah. And then I was making fun of it. You know, I posted, okay, Stormy Daniels an interview, but what fucking? Then I came back like I literally went back, came back. I'm like, hold on, they're still interviewing it? Oh, what the fuck is going? So even Stormy Daniels is getting a platform. These devils, man, these devils got to go. Some porn star that Trump banged up. And we know it's all part of the psychological operation. Because, come on, man. They all them big businessmen and all that are banging up all the porn stars and the celebrities and paying for it. Everyone knows that celebrities are just prostitutes. That these top fucking weirdo ass dudes like Trump, even the men, that's what they don't like to talk about as well. They're for sale. And they come and they do what they want. And he banged the porn star. Well, fucking that's the American dream, innit? Yeah. Oh, I'm sure that's the American dream. So what's he getting penalized for? Oh, he banged a porn star. That's the pinnacle of American life, you know? That's what I thought it was. You could interview any Edomite, they'll be like, yeah, man, yeah. They want to get some of them porn stars too. Stormy Daniels, man, get the fuck out of here, man. There ain't gonna be no more of that, no more of their media and all that bullshit, man.
Running their propaganda.
Their propaganda and controlling the narratives, man, and sounding important. Yes, we've got John Gregory on the line. He's going to tell me about this and that. He's going to explain the economy. And fuck these Edomites, man. I mean, we got to use him to a degree, but you know what I'm talking about, man. You know what I mean? I'm tired of these devils always being the one to be saying this and saying that, and this expert. Yeah, we got Julianne. You get tired, don't you get tired of looking at them like on the TV with their suits on, just talking? Maybe, I don't know. I just feel like that sometimes. I'm just like, yo.
I know you're lying to me.
Fucking devils, man. Why can't I just turn on the TV and there's just no devils on there? Just none. Unless they're getting fucked up, like, you know what I mean? Talking. Yeah, well, you know, the thing is about it, John. Jim Cramer and... Go ahead out, man. What's it? Anderson's, you know, Anderson, whatever his that name is. The other guy from CNN. He's a flamer as well. Pete Davidson and all these devils, man. Non-funny ass niggas, man. Go
on. For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of Most High. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation.
Yeah, that's talking about the Israelites. They will have dominion over us. And that goes into the mark of the you know what as well. That's an extension of them having dominion over the people of the earth and dominion over the Israelites, to chip us, to put us in hardcore captivity again. Yeah?
In the side of the north, I will,
Which is America. Go on.
I will ascend above the height of the crowds. I will be like the Most High.
Right, they want to be like the Most High on earth. They want to be omnipotent, all-knowing, all-seeing, all-powerful, control everything around you, control your gender. The man want to control your gender. The man don't even want you to be the gender you was assigned at birth. You know what I mean? This is wickedness, bro. They man want to control gender stuff. Giving people pubic blockers and that. Can you imagine? You're going to have the permission to be a man soon. Yeah, you ain't had the permission to get the testosterone. So you just got baby nuts and a baby dick just walking around. No, you know what I mean? Like, stunted. Ain't even growing, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what they want. These people are crazy. These people are crazy, man. They don't even want to let life take its natural course. That's what this is all about. Esau wants to control the natural development of people. So he want to control, that's what this is like a Trojan horse to come in and say, okay, well, the government has to decide all this now. So toxic masculinity is a problem. So what we're gonna do is just gonna put man on pubic blockers.
Again, it goes back to the rebellious nature of Esau, right? Esau did with Isaac and Rebecca. He's being rebellious, man. He's like saying, "Fuck you," because I was supposed to be the one.
Yeah, so now he wants to control everything.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do this. He's just being hella bratish,
CCTV and all, you know what I mean? It's a bit much, isn't it?
I'm a big guy.
But he's gonna be destroyed in all of this foolishness, man.
Everything's my way.
It's the hubris of it, man. To think you could be in control on that level,
You ain't controlling the mother side, that's for sure.
chipping the animals. You know what I mean? Goodness gracious. They ain't can't. Anyway, go on now.
Yet thou shalt be brought down to hurl to the side of the pit. They that see thee shall now look upon thee and consider thee, saying, Is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms?
Yeah, you're gonna be like Delonte West. You know, you do see these dudes up there, you know, and it's like Joseph Cole. Keep seeing him walking around barking, damn bad. This guy used to be the man, in high school. He used to be the man, like this guy when we was in school. This brother would tell you, this guy used to come walking down the hallway and everybody would literally go to the other side when man's walking out.
He got his respect.
The man had mad respect when he was the guy like, oh, it's Joe, the most feared in the division. And his clique were all the bad boys. Man's older brother was bad man from the ends, gunman. Trust me, this dude was getting mad ratings. Man looked up to him like, rah, this is ghetto superstar. Bro, my man is walking around now with his head tilted, bugged out. Like, bugged. When I say bugged, looking ashy and messed up, it's like, damn, like, you just think to yourself, rah, like, this guy was the man. Now look at him, he bummy as hell, man. He done all the way out of, you know why? That's kind of like how what's going to happen to Esau. They're going to be, right now Esau's up there, mover and shaker. He can say this, say that. Everyone's looking to, he commands militaries, he commands all this respect. And then he's just going to go to a guy in a loincloth, down bad in a pit somewhere. And they're going to be looking like, rah, like, who's that? Is that Joe Biden? Is that, hold on. That's the Rothschilds. These are the top guys on the planet. And look, my man's just down bad. Where's all the luxury? Where's all the prestige? Where's the respect? It's all gone. You just... Nothing, man. Prince Charles and William looking dirty, scarred up. Which ain't gonna really make much difference to fucking Camilla, because listen, man, she might make an improvement, man. If you fucking punched her up, man, it can only be getting better, man. Right, reform that. She ugly, man. Yo, Camilla, listen, you know, maybe you should be talking to another man's wife, but I'm just speaking from a plutonic viewpoint. That bitch ugly, man. And there's no time in life where she wasn't ugly. She looked like she was born ugly. Like, she's ugly, man. That might not even be a fucking woman. How are you picking that to be your wife and you're the king? You were the heir of the British throne, and you, I mean, Diana weren't the best, but she fucking looking like a baddie compared to, like, wow. Hey, Camilla Parker, yo, I ain't never seen nothing like that, bro. The man, oh man. Oh man, that's how you know Esau, hey, man. That's hell to me. He's already under the curses. Yeah, man, she gonna be in captivity as well. They all gonna be down bad, man.
That made the world as a wilderness and destroyed cities thereof, that opened not the house of the prisoners, of his prisoners. All the kings of the nation.
Yeah, no, open it. Look at the France, man. France, to this day, the same oppressive tactics and regimes they operate in West Africa to this day. They haven't changed it. You know, the same oppressive, demonic institutions that they installed into West Africa are still there to this day. To this day, right now. They're not in the business of changing, or they're not in that business. They're in the business of,
Can the leopard change his spots?
how can we keep this thing going? Yeah,
He's an oppressor, bro.
devil, man. Go on.
All the kings of the nations, even all of them, right, lie in glory. Everyone in his own house.
Right, because ultimately, like, obviously we talk about the nations going into captivity, but there's levels of liberty underneath that. At first, they're gonna be in the hardcore captivity because they need to be punished. They also need to be re-educated and brainwashed to the proper way of life, of understanding.
Proper specs.
They need to understand, like, who the dons are. But then after a period of time, the 1,000 years, our anger will subside. You know, they paid their dues, right? We got our thing. Then it's a matter of, okay,
We're gonna show mercy.
here's your inheritance. But they're still gonna be underneath us. They're still gonna be in subjection. But they're gonna have their own lands and they pay their tribute. Certain of them are gonna have to stay because we're gonna need hands on deck. But they're gonna have their own kings and their own noblemen, because the Lord set that up. They have their own kings, but they're still underneath, right? They have their own kingdom, and their king will have their thing on their level or whatever, their little level, but it's still something. Better than nothing, right? Yeah?
Or better than the captivity they were in.
Yeah, it's got better than hardcore slavery, right? And if everything's gonna be all right from there, they're gonna be on a pay-as-you-go basis. But Esau ain't gonna get that. Esau's never gonna be able to just go back to his land, pay some tribute, have their own king. No, they're just gonna be dead. And that's how you know he's talking about them.
Because you can't let Esau back out in the wild, man. That can't go on.
The contagion, bro.
Yeah, you can't, it's quarantine, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's gotta be
Man,
destroyed.
they have to pay, man. They have to face the ultimate. They're gonna ultimately be as an example to everyone else. Just like, yo,
So they can fit.
when you get out of line, just remember
That's what
Esau.
happened to
innit?
them.
Yeah. You know when a man thought that he was the most high and thought he could be too bad. Now
The
my
whole
man's
nation gone.
pushing up daisies, man.
Yeah, the whole nation gone. That could be you. So yeah, stay sharp.
The fertilites, black. Them man are just fertilizing, man. Go on,
But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, and at the lament of those that are slain, fly through with a sword that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden under feet. Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be known.
The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. So what that means is, like, Esau, like, all this praise and all this glory and this honor that he wants to attribute to himself, they're gonna get the complete opposite of that. They're gonna get no glory, no honor, no nothing. All they're gonna be is a memorial of a sad man, a memorial of a shameful guy, of the wicked, which is right. That's all they're gonna be. They're gonna be just set up there as, these are the wicked and this is what happened to them. Yeah, no glory, no sitting up there in the White House and glitz and glamour. It's not going to be nothing glamorous about it.
Did you know when he made mobile phones? No, he's
I
not
don't
care
fuck
that,
about
man.
all that, man. Cause we're gonna be doing better than all that anyway. We're gonna have all the maddest technology, man. Yeah, you just gonna be done away with, man. And we're not gonna be debating about who the Edomites are either. Now, if you don't wanna accept that, that's fine. That's on you.
Or who they were.
Or who they were. Yeah, and your image is gonna be hated, man, as it should be. It's gonna be detestable. Because the reality of it is that you're the most undesirable people there is on the planet anyway.
Yeah, a bunch of lepers.
You're a bunch of lepers, like, and you're not necessary. Yeah, your women ain't the best women there is out. Most of your women are not of any stature, especially among the elites.
Without implants.
Yeah, they're just not that. Listen, take it from me. I know I live around these people. Like, most of them don't have the characteristics that are desirable, man. It's just true. They're just.
Well, this is why you got the women in the sun, the sunbeds, trying to brown up,
Sunbeds,
bronzer on, lip fillers.
But they invented
fillers.
cosmetic surgery for a reason.
Yeah.
So it's not like these guys are. What are they renowned for? No, wickedness. That's what they're going to be known for, and they're going to be made an example of, and that's going to be the bottom line, isn't it? Cautionary tale. The villain. What they say? The wicked witch is dead. That's it, man. It's over. Of the West. Yeah. Any more?
Yeah,
We'll close up.
Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not lies, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities.
Right, so you're not gonna have a time again where you can do that. You're not gonna build because your land is gone. It's not yours no more.
Yep.
That's forfeit now. Okay, that's gonna belong to the tribe of Judah, right? So you're gonna have nothing to build on anyway.
Yeah.
The only thing you're gonna build is our kingdom. You know?
You're gonna see a great kingdom being built, and then you're gonna be destroyed, man, because you're not gonna have no part of it. And then you're gonna think to yourself, you know what? Yeah, if I weren't such a prick, I might have been able to get my little place in this world, in Eden, because the world is really paradise, man. I done. And even the animals can get a little piece of paradise. That's the funny thing. Right now, there's a monkey somewhere, and they're eating some A-class fruit that I gotta go to fucking Waitrose and pay dumb money for. They're eating it for free. Just climb the tree and eat it, man. Like, the earth is I done in it, and that it provides for everyone. Some people more than others, obviously, if you're royal, but it still provides, man. Clean. Everyone should be having clean water, clean air to a certain degree. But Esau and the wickedness has turned this world into a nasty place to live, man, for most people. But under our rulership, it's gonna go back to I done, innit? And everyone do what they're told, they'll receive what's theirs. Now, what's theirs ain't as much as what's ours, but it's better than nothing, innit?
It's their portion. It's their lot.
It's their portion,
the
man.
I gave it to them.
But Esau ain't gonna get no portion.
None.
And he's gonna wish that he was satisfied with the portion that he was gonna receive. Well, he could have received in a world where he weren't the devil. You get me? In an alternative universe. Yeah. That he could have got a little portion and been happy with that. But he weren't. He wanted everybody else's portion.
A life full of regrets. That's what it's gonna be. A life full of regrets. You'll be back on your shit. Oh,
yeah.
Man.
It's like, damn, man. Look, you can see how things are moving.
Greatness.
And that's that, man. Esau is gonna be a wrap for the Esau, man.
Yep.
Good riddance, man. And the kingdom will go on forever, baby. Onto so many things that we can't even speak of. Unspeakable on glories and that we can't really get down, because you can't really get down to the bottom of this place that the Lord built. We don't know. Listen, we don't know. We could never know. We'll probably spend the rest of eternity exploring what's going on out here, man, and still never get to the bottom of it. The Lord can always create new things too. Listen, we don't know what's going on. One thing we do know is that Esau ain't gonna be there, man. So, all right. So, anything else?
Yeah, will be.
Yeah.
For I will rise up against them. I will rise up against them, say the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant and son and nephew.
Yeah, all these are the founding fathers, and they're glorifying Thomas Jefferson, and he was a great man. No one gonna fucking remember
There's
that
no
pussy
great.
on
There's
me.
no great either, man.
I don't remember all that, man. Abe Lincoln.
Not even Alexander, blood.
Abe Lincoln. Abe Lincoln. He was a great man. The Union. He said the only thing man's gonna be united with is the earth, blood. And the man get burned up and turned to ashes.
And nephew said, the Lord, I'll also make it a possession for the beaten and the pools of water, and I will sweep it with the basin of destruction, says the Lord of hosts.
Yeah, that's Babylon the Great, baby.
Nuclear fire.
Fire. Yeah?
Lasers. Yeah.
So yeah, is that it?
Yeah,
Okay,
no.
yeah. So we'll close up on that, man. So Lord willing, you'll be edified. You know, the Israelites that is, and you Edomites are petrified. Right? So Kal Halal, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua, Barakah, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to you brothers out there in the highways and the byways teaching. Shalom to the brothers and sisters listening and learning and supporting the ministry. Shalom.
Shalom.